Please attune for the island chant of Alamarja.
O Aristoteles,
O Jairasi Bata,
O even Cena.
cast not your dead eyes upon us.
Isaac Newton.
Oh, Charles Darwin.
O Rosalind Franklin,
Behold
us
us
not.
not. You
showed
showed
us
us
the
the
universe.
universe.
but we prefer magic.
Can you
blame
blame
us?
us?
The dead begrudge us nothing.
Us nothing.
So
be it.
Be it.
Nothing to see here. People of Earth. My name is Rob Wheeland. I am an author, game designer, and a professional nerd, and I am the host of Theater of the Mind Players. And we are here tonight to bring you an exciting tour into the world of wet humping. We're going to explain that joke to our Patreons, so you're going to want to sign up for that.
Oh,
But more specifically, we are here to return to the island once more, the Isle of Al Amarja, and to our second story, using Over the Edge by Atlas Games, who I'm sure are very excited to hear that first part. Like, what are they doing?
Hi, Travis.
What are they doing?
There's an email coming in. Let me look.
And the game's over. All right, cool.
Stop playing.
Sorry,
now.
guys.
Play something
Thanks,
else.
sir.
Return the books.
Go play Pathfinder. Anyway, as you can tell, we are a collection of professional nerds,
Professional.
amateur enthusiasts, and local actors that have come together to bring the joy of gaming and to the masses, and to play and show off all of the great tabletop RPGs that are out there, in addition to Dungeons and Dragons, because Dungeons and Dragons is the father of the hobby, but there are so many other great games out there, and we're hoping that we're doing a small part to bring those to everybody else. So, Over the Edge is the game that we are playing tonight, and it is a very subtle move. What are you getting? Oh yeah, this like, I'm always afraid that it's gonna be the night where she's like, shh. Tonight is the last robber.
Yub yub.
Yub yub. So, we are playing Over the Edge, which is the role-playing game of surreal urban danger. It is the third edition, the most recent edition that was kickstarted late last year and published by Atlas Games. It's written by Jonathan Tweet, who created Over the Edge, and Chris Lights. And it is a weird game. It is very, very weird, and that is one of the reasons why I love it. It is set on the island of Al Amarja, and it is the that's gonna be the greatest running gag. Like, it is the island of Al Amarja, where imagine every conspiracy that you have ever read is true.
No, it's not.
And we liken it. I like to liken it to to Casablanca as created by David Lynch, but it's also definitely influenced by Hunter S. Thompson, William S. Burroughs, and all the great modern surrealists. And Last Session was no exception. Another great example that I like to use to talk about Over the Edge is if you remember the viral sensation Too Many Cooks.
Oh yeah.
Oh, God.
That is the kind of thing that you would see on TV in Al Amarja.
Sarah and I saw that for the first time this weekend.
They did.
Blew her mind.
Wait, you've never
first
seen Too
time?
Many Cooks?
We saw
That's
this
how it
weekend.
started.
No.
Good timing, Rob.
I don't know.
The song's already stuck in my head
Good.
now.
Good.
Too many cooks.
Too
many.
Why is there fucking laser?
So, we're going to be playing a game where the characters who are explore an island which is not what it seems, and we will probably discover in play that the characters are not what they seem either. Because the mysteries that they are exploring are both internal and external. So, what I'd like to do is
That
to
actually genuinely startled me.
go around the table and have everybody introduce themselves, and to talk about their character and introduce your character, and as is our prerogative in this sort of opening segment, to mention what you felt was the most memorable moment of the last game that we played 2 weeks ago. There were a lot. There was a lot going on. And we'll start on this side of the table.
Hello, my name's Toy Cheek. I am an actor, writer, and voiceover artist. I will be playing Ray Bulger, who is a washed-up action star. He got started in the 80s, and then he moved out of the 90s.
Star of such films as The Last Trained Danger.
Yep.
Mission Adrenaline.
That was one.
Tropical something.
That one won an Oscar.
Except you didn't.
For the, an Oscar for the CGI.
No, for such lines as, I'll see you on Tuesday, and can I have a Coke with that? Yep. Sir!
Yep.
I have another one for you. I'm saving it for a good moment.
Those are the lines. We can move on now.
What was your most memorable moment?
Oh, most memorable moment was getting
Romancing the Bone!
Those were just rumored adult films.
Yeah, that was my rumored adult film. My most remembered moment from last session was getting butt checked, I guess. I forget what you actually call that.
Cavity
Cavity searched. I like butt checked. I've heard it both ways.
Yeah.
I hope we can isolate that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lord of the Board. You're the best.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You thanks to a rough roll and a bad twist, poor
bad
Ray
twist.
got tossed out onto the island wearing a little more but his underwear and a property of the Alamarjan State t-shirt that was 2 sizes too small. But luckily he found a group of people who were kind and generous and maybe
Weird
also,
as
and weird as heck, yes.
I'm
Speaking
completely normal.
of completely normal. Speaking of which, let's go to our next player.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jordan Fishburne, and I am a member of this show.
You are not a fish.
Yeah, I am not a fish. Never mind.
Even though your fish burn.
Yeah, it's more like No. I'm just gonna move on. I play the character Wanda West, Instagram sensation. There's not a lot to hide about me. You can just look through my Instagram story. I'm an open book, an open green book.
Yes, she does have a green skin because of a contact with a strange influencer that caused her skin to turn green, which I believe is why you're here in Almarja, is to kind of figure out
How to get degrreenified.
It was.
They might say.
Yes.
That's the technical term. Yes, degreenify.
I don't always trust a moisturizer company. That's all I gotta say.
Honey, being monochromatic is totally in fashion right now. You are perfectly fine.
Thank you so much.
Literally just watched 2 YouTube videos on how these women live exclusively as pink and
Do they
yellow.
ever
It was
stop?
amazing.
Thank you, Gracie.
No, they don't.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So, what was your most memorable moment from last session?
I think my most memorable moment was when our all-time favorite cab driver, Carson Caprice, got attacked right after we finally got to our hotel. It was like really traumatizing, and I was so happy that he was okay. So happy.
I mean, it was just a taser. Like, you know that, right? It was a taser.
It's a traumatic experience.
Tasers kill people.
He could have had a heart condition.
A condition of the heart.
That is actually accurate.
So, let's go to Wanda's bestie on Almarja.
I'm Gracie, and my husband's very important. You've probably heard of him.
Donald Trump.
Oh, don't bring it there.
She left it open. It was like a blank
She
check. I just
didn't.
wrote down.
We have a last
Don't
name,
you
but it's
fucking
not
quote
that
Taylor
one.
Swift in me.
Oh, is that what I was doing?
Yeah,
I was
you
thinking of the movie.
I was thinking of the movie too.
I was thinking Taylor Swift. Because, you know,
Because we discovered that last time.
I just met her and she's super nice. I don't know what you're talking about. Her cats are so cute. But I am Sarah Babe, and I am a professional nerd, much like Rob. I do lots of podcasts. Plot Points podcast, where we talk about RPGs as lit.
Don't you
Any
mean
nominated?
any nominated?
I'm so sorry. honey. Sorry.
Spike all the audio.
Any nominated plot points. I've been applying. Like we've been applying since our first year. So this is a big deal. So super excited. So any nominated plot points. Okay, so yeah, I'm on plot points.
Votes should be coming out next week.
I think you can
No,
vote right
votes
now.
start now.
Now?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was
You have
next
to
week.
stop voting like next week.
Oh, okay. So do it earlier than that.
Vote for us,
Yeah.
please. And I am also on another podcast that is an actual play of the Ravnica D&D stuff, which is flippin' awesome. Encounter Party, where I am your friendly neighborhood minotaur, and yeah, it's pretty fun. I like it. You should like it too. And I love playing with these guys. And I play Gracie, who I can't remember actually what I gave her last name.
Golden Lane.
Lane.
Gracie Lane Gold.
It was Golden Lane.
It was Golden Lane, but she
Oh.
introduces herself as Gracie Lane.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wrote it.
Is it? It's hyphenated.
I don't know. It might be hyphenated.
You
it might be a
you
parenthesized.
added her on Instagram, so.
But that's not her Instagram handle.
Well, she probably has like her like public Instagram and her private Instagram and her like
Yeah.
her
I
like
totally have a Finsta.
Her troll Instagram.
her troll Instagram, her horny Instagram.
No. Okay, I only have an Insta and a Finsta.
What's a
What?
Finsta?
A fake Instagram, because that way.
I was really expecting a like what's a what's up dog punchline to that. So
No. It's actually like it's a legit thing. Kids have Finstas, which they kind of use like their diary, where they actually keep all of their close friends, and it's a private account versus.
So it's like
public account.
your it's like how you used to have like the one live journal and then like your secret live journal.
Oh
Yes.
yeah,
where you-
for sure.
100%.
Like your
100%.
MySpace and then the secret MySpace.
How do you do, fellow kids?
Yeah. Or your Twitter account and then your other fake one. Because who does that? Anyway, so yeah, Gracie Lane. I am a trophy wife, and I actually really loved how your character and my character just completely fucking clicked because that was just
Immediately. It was great.
Like,
It was great.
Completely unintended, and it was
But
lovely.
It's one of those things where I feel like the players loved it, but the characters are all like, oh god.
And it's so lovely to play something where you're just like all of the obnoxious but secretly you think it's kind of cool things you can do. So thank you.
It's almost as if you're playing a role in a game. It's
Something.
all right.
Hello. I am Ethan Exit Anderson. I'm playing.
You do stuff and make things.
Yeah. I'm playing Tim McMahon. He has a heart condition.
What is the condition of his heart?
It doesn't work.
None.
Have we discovered that in game yet?
No.
No.
Not yet.
Okay, never
Stop
mind.
metagaming, Jordan.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean
you're
to.
so broken. Oh.
Let me write on my Glamwitch account. Oh my god.
I guess my most memorable part was probably not being strip searched.
Not the drugs that you took.
Well, we don't know what
We don't
happened.
know what happened yet.
Yeah.
Yet.
That's still memorable. Never mind. Never
mean-
mind.
Jordan, have you ever done drugs?
Yeah,
I
say
mean-
it live on stream.
You know, I had NyQuil a couple nights ago.
Can you plead the Fifth Amendment on Twitch? I don't even know.
As a future internet personality, I'm not going to make my own receipts right now. Future internet personality. It's gonna happen, totally.
Hey, man. I already said I like butt searching.
But everybody knows that just makes guys more popular.
Yeah. At least they were gentle, you know?
Were they? Okay. And last but certainly not least.
Hi, I am Tawny P. Thompson, an actor, fight choreographer, and voiceover artist here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Before I do anything, quick shout out to the ladies of the U.S. Women's National Team because get it! Okay.
Holla! Do kids still
Sorry.
holla? Is that thing?
Of course we do.
How do you do,
Just
fellow
lean
kids?
in and it'll go into being hipster ironic.
Dope.
Cool. I am playing Liana Lee. She is an ex-Marine who has come to the island to try and figure out how to get back in touch with who she was before.
And what was your most memorable
So I've been
moment?
thinking about this the whole time, and
And you still haven't come up with anything.
subsequently still don't know.
Okay.
Possibly the box, finding the box, figuring out what to do with the box.
Oh
Not
yes.
doing anything with the box, shoving the box under my coat.
The Customs and Inspection Bureau had taken
monkeys?
her
Baboons, big difference.
her
The
main
baboons.
The Monkeys is a band.
The
luggage.
baboons.
So.
And when it was returned to her, she found a box inside of it that had a strange gun
It's not box
and a photo of one of the leaders of the island.
And they want me to kill the Lord Ruler, is the feeling that I'm getting.
That's the feeling that she's getting. But when she disassembled the gun, it was strangely rebuilt using chicken bones and small animal bones, and there was some sort of strange substance in the handle, and
inside of a condom, no less.
She and Lee realized that basically the gun was to be used as a sort of an injector type deal, and as soon as she discovered the pharmaceutical nature of the stuff in the bag, that's when Tim decided to take a shot.
We had to figure out what it is.
And
he's going over the edge, you could say.
Hey. And that is
Oh my God, that
where
is so good.
Thank you.
we are going to
puns.
where we are going to
Hashtag
start
yes.
tonight's game.
Goatsy. Wait, no, goat.
Goat?
Goat. Graceful time.
Can y'all explain that to me? What is the goat thing right now? Never mind. Back to the game.
We
Sorry.
just said greatest of all time.
So, like...
I thought it was Game of Thrones. Now I was confused why everyone was still talking about it.
No, literally.
Clearly,
Like-
Arya's Game
like
of Thrones.
Game of
Gio.
a Throne?
Game
Or...
of a Throne. Just one.
No,
Game of Arya's Throne.
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
I now understand the goat thing that's been going on. People have been calling Megan Rapinoe a goat. And I
Yeah.
couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
So.
And you're like, how dare you, sir?
You bastards!
Wait. Did you try to Google it?
No.
Then
Did
you
you
weren't
try to-
trying to figure it out.
Did you try to Urban Dictionary it?
Alexa,
No.
what is goat?
No.
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 The
No.
domestic goat or simply goat is from the wild goat of Southwest Asia and Eastern Europe. The goat is a member of the
Oh my
animal
God.
family Bovidae.
Oh
Why
no.
would you do that?
Why would you do that? You have too much power.
You guys are getting some prime bullshit tonight.
Hey!
Or is it goat shit?
Oh, and you said because goats poop too. Oh god.
Everybody poops.
So we'd like to
There's a
thank you for
book
coming
about
out
it.
to our 20 minutes of game here tonight. It's gonna be one of those sessions. But when so let's start off with that particularly climactic moment where Tim McMahon decided to ingest the strange substance.
How does my circular system work?
That's,
In relation
Is that
to
rude?
circulation of drugs?
that's a good
It's-
question.
Well,
I mean, if we record it, we don't have to post it.
we should just not record it just in case they confiscate our phone.
Okay, well,
Because they
what
almost
did
took
you
my-
do?
my
What did you
phone.
just do right now?
So
We need to make
we're
him
not gonna
puke.
record
Can
it.
we make him puke?
You are not experiencing any of this, by the way.
Oh, you're not here. He's not here.
Well, his body is here. His lifeless body without a pulse is
Oh, you
lying
collapsed!
on the ground, face down,
Wake up.
Oh my
Can
god,
you
he's
wake
dead.
and
Tim,
somehow
We need to get him out
So,
of back and him out of
the
back.
the
Tim.
weird thing.
He's dead.
The weird thing.
I start doing CPR.
Can I still, feel him there, though?
Yeah, he's you.
Like his aura?
Impassively.
Oh,
Can
like
I...
Yeah.
Don't... Feelings.
oh.
Feelings, is he there?
Yes.
Does he have
I'm sitting here like,
feelings?
nah, he's dead.
He's... What, I think he's not, though.
No, my god,
because because you are feeling the most intense fear
Oh,
that
no.
you have ever felt in your life.
Is it like an echo fear, or is it like feedback looping now? Because I don't like that.
it is radiating off him emotionally, like you have your face next to a radiator of fear. Like it is just washing over you, and he is having probably the worst trip of any person that you have ever been in the presence of having a trip.
Nice job taking this.
But he's he's lying there motionless, and weirdly, even though because you injected it like right into your face, right?
Yeah.
He just squirted it in his mouth.
Yeah. Not like.
Well, it's a similar substance is coming out of his ears.
Ooh.
Ugh.
That looks like brain matter.
I'm gonna call Reba and have her.
No.
Why?
I'm
Because
slowly backing up, going, guys, this is really weird. I don't like this.
Thank you for calling me.
Oh, God.
How may I be of assistance?
you're no assistance. We don't need any help at all. Please go away.
I'm sorry. Was I talking to you?
Oh god.
How do we CPR?
I know how to do CPR, child.
I am not a child.
Oh yeah, you are.
Oh, I'm not. I'm an adult. I have control
cardio-
of my own trust fund, okay? I'm an adult.
Pulmonary resuscitation is you
Can I
and
start
she
doing
starts
CPR?
explaining it in a sort of broken weird way. First, you must clear the passageway of the victim to ensure that air
you please tell
circulates
her to
throughout
stop?
the body.
Reba.
Then
Reba, could
you
stop?
should do.
Reba, stop, please. Thank you.
I'm sorry for your loss. Thank you for your consent.
Wait, he's not dead. He's not dead, Gracie.
I start
Gracie.
doing
I
CPR.
hug Gracie,
Okay.
and I'm comforting Gracie. It's okay,
And
Gracie.
the whole time I'm humming Another One Bites the Dust because that's the right beat
It's
per
okay.
minute.
He's not dead. I promise he's not dead.
Also, staying alive if you want to be,
Yeah,
optimistic.
Queen.
Technically, according to the modern standard, you're supposed to go slightly faster than that. They found that
as long as you're above that rate, it's actually helpful.
Listen, my sister's.
I appreciate that Ethan puts on an arrogant voice.
like his spirit is steady next to like, well, actually.
Did Tim just say it?
No.
Okay, so I'm
It's okay, Gracie. I promise he's alive. I promise. I promise. Here, I'm gonna breathe.
Ray, what are you doing?
Machine gun's ready to go.
Me?
Yeah, you.
I went to bed.
He did do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
We're good.
we cut
We're
to...
good. It's fine.
Another one bites the dust.
A thumping that turns into the sound of boots on concrete. And you feel this rhythm throughout your entire body. You don't know how you got here. And you don't even know where here necessarily is. All you know, or you are lying on your back. There is a bright light shining in your face. And you feel the weight of something on your chest, something heavy like a quilt or a net or something that has been draped on you, because you can feel your arms kind of move underneath when you check. And what do you do?
Hello?
You cannot talk. You because you go because you realize that something is stuffed in your mouth.
Ew. Dirty socks.
That's where your mind went?
Yeah?
You managed to evoke the same reaction out of me and Tony.
Ew, wait, what?
I'd try to get my arms out if I could, otherwise I'd just wiggle about.
You
do the hokey pokey and you shake it all about.
I don't know, I'm stuck.
As you move your arms, you feel a roughness and a wetness. And you look down and see that you are covered in thick strands of wet hair that drape down over you, but then extend off of the, like, once the hair sheet quilt drapes off of you.
The nice macrame.
It's more of a weave. The strands, like, basically before the quilt hits the floor, the strands bend and peel off into the darkness. And now that you're looking down and your eyes are not directly being shined on in the light, you see that there are figures surrounding the bed. And dozens, maybe. Like not just like, a doctor or a nurse, just indiscriminate humanoid shapes. And as you look, you realize the reason that you can't speak is that the wet strands of hair are stuffed into your mouth.
That's worse than socks.
Way worse.
and they are.
Anybody ever see that? Never mind.
Nope. Don't
The
do it.
Japanese horror movie called Extensions.
I have not, but no, I will.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. Extends. I think I might be thinking of. Is that
I think it's called XD.
okay? Does it have a Z on the end of it?
I don't think so.
Oh, I think we're thinking of a different movie then.
Extends is a boner pill.
No, but it's also a movie by David Cronenberg, who is a big inspiration for Over the Edge.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, but we forgot before we got into this lovely scene to ask questions. We were, at the beginning of the session, we were supposed to ask a question. That's okay. We'll fix it in post. Because I don't want to ruin the tension here. But the question I was going to ask you regardless is, of all of the people that you met on Alamarja, namely the other PCs, which one did you feel the closest bond with?
Steve?
Roy?
No, Steve was last year.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
We're real close.
Too much Stranger Things.
Yeah. No, Steve was your last one.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
Steve was my last
I don't know,
one.
So
Man, we just got over 3 sessions.
So
Tim's
he
a
didn't call you
very-
Sparrow. I mean, that's good.
Tim is a very affectionate person that obviously remembers his friends well.
Hey, I forgot Tony's name the other day, so
Yeah.
yeah.
His name, Tony?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel awful about it still.
You shouldn't.
But I do. I feel terrible about it.
It was probably the highlight of his day.
These are my friends, people.
These are my friends. See how they glisten. Look what you've done.
My friends glisten.
It's from
Or-
Demon Barber.
Or real vampire.
Yeah, but I don't.
You shut your
We're
dirty
talking
mouth.
about wet hair. Of course they glisten.
Speaking of wet hair,
Oh, that's never good.
Oh, and he's taking a nap too right now, so he could actually.
Mm.
Oh, hairball.
yeah.
You're the one giving him CPR.
Oh no!
Should we put a disclaimer on this episode?
We will.
Well, to be fair, Over the Edge, you should have a disclaimer.
yeah,
Because
that's true.
we're talking about, it's just like David
Yeah.
Cronenberg. Don't take your kids to see David Cronenberg.
By the way, thank you for your consent.
As one of the you thought that the strands of hair were coming into your mouth? Well, this one is apparently going southbound on a northbound highway and stretching out inch by inch, foot by foot. And you watch it as it slithers into the darkness. And you see it approaches one of the figures in the dark, and that whatever sensation you're able to get from this strand recognizes it as Roy. And he's lying in his hotel bed, sleeping peacefully. Like he looks like he looks like an angel.
Just like in Romancing the Bone.
I'm glad you're such a fan.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
And the strand hovers over his bed and then breaks
He looks like a claw machine.
into
I am a prize.
half a dozen other strands that form into basically imagine the stick figures from Blair Witch, except made out of wet hair.
Ooh.
And they sort of dangle and spin over Ray's bed like a very strange child's mobile. Now, Ethan, I'm going to give you an opportunity here. The longer that you stay in this nightmare phase, the more creepy visions you're going to have about the other fates of the characters. But that also means that that's going to be the longer that your character is in a weekend at Bernie's state in the real world. I don't want to take away your agency, because flopping around as a dead guy isn't fun when you're necessarily role-playing, but if you want to get some more cryptic peeks about the ideas and conspiracies that I've cooked up for everybody, you can choose to do so.
Rob's contractually obligated to ask us these questions.
Well, no, I don't.
I'm joking.
I wrote the non-existent contract.
No, Rob's just a really good game.
Well, that's the thing with these sorts of plots. I find that it is better to directly engage the player to ask if they wish to participate, rather than just be like, haha, you're asleep this whole time.
Yeah.
I want creepy visions.
Oh, of course you do.
Everyone else is like,
screw you, creepo.
Okay. So, we'll cut back to you, and out of the kindness of my heart, I will even let you pick who your next edition will be about. Meanwhile,
another one bites the dust.
Well, you stop because he starts going like,
I turn him over.
And a small...
Oh, no.
Ew. Oh, a small
Ethan.
what, Rob? A small what?
What comes out of your mouth?
Oh, no.
Pick something good.
Jolly Rancher.
It's a lollipop. It's adorable. Oh, that's so cute.
I actually like that.
You got
like
snappy.
everyone would stand there like, what the? Like everyone else is expecting like a baggie of heroin or something. Yeah. Just like
it's fully wrapped.
Smuggling. You got too overzealous on the flight over here.
I can tell you from experience, a puked Jolly Rancher that is still wrapped is still gross.
I don't want to know where you...
But
never mind.
still
Probably
edible.
a dog.
I have dogs.
Oh, okay.
Trinity decided to eat a whole bag.
Anyways, Ethan, what? Sorry.
What would you like to puke up today, sir?
A Jolly Rancher. It's hilarious.
Fully wrapped?
Fully wrapped.
5 of them?
What flavor?
Oh, God.
It would be funny if there was like 5 in a Ziploc.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
No.
On the,
oh!
we're in your hotel room, right? Or
We're like
We were outside.
Oh, yeah.
Her
Your
in
hotel
the
room.
hallway of my hotel room.
I'd like to sniff it.
Ew!
Gracie.
Hey! Oh.
What?
Oh.
He's still feeling like really freaked out, right?
I don't know, Ethan. Well,
He's still dead.
why don't you go ahead and give me a weird roll here? So, for those of you at home, here's how the system works. Every roll is made based on a level. Characters have levels, and situations have levels. And you roll 2d6, and you try to get either a 7 or an 8 or greater, depending on the situation. Since Jordan is being proactive, she gets the lower number. Basically, you have to roll 8 or better if you're reacting, a 7 or better if you're proacting. The differences in the levels determines how many re-rolls that you get. Ethan, what is your character's weird score?
0.
Okay.
My weird score is 2.
So that means that you get 2 re-rolls that you can use. Ooh. So you can either re-roll 1 die twice, or both dice once, or whatever you want.
Okay.
In addition to trying to beat that target number of 7, Jordan should also be aware of good twists and bad twists. If you roll a 4, you get a good twist. If you roll a 3, you get a bad twist. And I'm using... Well, we'll get to twists. We'll talk about my twist system if we need to.
Once we get one.
Yeah, once we get one.
Mama wants a new pair of shoes.
What?
Oh,
Is that
wow.
equal 3s?
Be careful, he might barf up one of those too.
Oh, you can re-roll anything you want though.
That's a 4, and this was a 3, so I'm gonna re-roll this one. That's a 3 again, so I'm gonna re-roll it again, and that's a 4.
Double
so that's
fours.
an 8.
So that
Double
means
with fours.
two good twists.
Switch on a switch.
You really
Thank
wanted
you.
to be a 3, though.
Is that also considered doubles?
Oh yeah,
It is
karma.
Karma?
Oh, it is considered doubles for karma, so you have karma as well. I forgot to toss everybody. Actually, everybody roll. Give me a toss of the dice to see how much karma, if anybody else has karma.
I got doubles.
Nope.
No, not
I
doubles.
thought it was group karma.
It is.
Okay, I do not.
Don't we only get 1 karma though?
Yes. So
We still have a karma, I think.
you still have karma. Okay.
So
Go
really,
and
we
read-
would have 3 karma.
Go ahead and watch episode
What?
1, where Ethan provides us with karma, and then the next episode terrifies us all with his nightmares.
Roll another double set.
So the twists are narrative changes to the scene that are that add a bit of narrative width to success or fail. A lot of dice systems do this, but I like the fact that this system does it in a way that is very quick and easy, as opposed to counting up like positive twists versus negative twists and canceling them out or whatever.
Plus, it's really cute with the over-the-edge dice because they mark them so the 4s are plus signs and the 3s are minus signs. So it's a cute little mind explosion way to remember which ones are which.
Jordan, why did you do that to me?
You didn't
Just,
realize
we also
that?
discussed
I
it
just-
last
No, I
week.
didn't.
We did discuss it last week. I wanted to galaxy your brain.
Did I miss it? I missed that discussion last week. I must have been too busy giggling.
It might have been
I'm
it's
so
a
sorry.
0 session.
Either
No,
way,
I think we
I'm still
discussed
not
it.
It could have been the 0
Yeah,
session.
maybe.
Well,
We do
either
do
way,
There
those
was
two.
a 0 session.
the over the edge dice that you can buy from Atlas Games are very cool and you should
Yes.
buy.
They're kind of nice.
Them.
They look like jewels and they go click clack.
So,
I didn't notice that.
It's okay. I didn't notice it until Rob pointed it out either.
I'm like staring at them and finding the fort.
I'm not very creative.
okay. So here are the so what I am doing is back when the game was first released, there was a CCG called On the Edge, and I have several different several copies of cards in that game. And I asked the players in our session 0, which is available to our Patreon subscribers, to open a booster pack, pull all the cards out that they wanted to use, and to build a deck so that every time we rolled a good twist or bad twist, I would pull a certain amount of cards, and these look to them, and if any of them inspired me, I would use them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not telling them whether or not I'm using inspiration or whatever, but I will say. So here are your two good twists. One, there's a flicker of light, like the lights in the hallway flicker, and all of the fortune teller machines that were being used as the door locks, their eyes kind of light up for a second, and then you see the elevator lights above the elevator leading onto the floor flicker and go out.
This is a good twist, Rob.
So nobody can come over here right now.
Okay.
Oh,
Just-
ye of little faith.
Just expand your brain.
The flickering lights
Are creepy, but you just have to embrace the weird. That's why I have such a high weird score. You just have to let
Just
the
go with it,
feelings
man.
flow through you. Just like really experience life.
This is
Did
what
you
I
start
love.
smoking weed?
Shut up. Exactly.
I got you. I see you.
So,
This is why I love following your Instagram. It's
Oh, God.
so deep.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a dead guy and y'all are
Sorry.
discussing
No.
Instagram.
You are able to sense that if he survives the trip, he'll be okay.
Okay.
So he's just got to either get the drugs out of his system or roll with whatever he's got in there, and hopefully that it takes care of itself. The other good twist is, would you like to join him on his trip?
Ooh.
Tempting, eh?
Meanwhile,
This is like in Dragon Age when you go into the.
Yeah.
Going into the
Go
fade.
into the fade. I have to go into the fade, Rob.
Damn it.
Once more into the fade, dear friend.
Fuck the fade.
So,
Yeah, the fade sucks.
I love the
I
fade.
loved it.
I hate
so
the fade.
Wanda
It depends on what your class is.
sits down on the floor of the hotel hallway, and
What are you doing?
Just let me align our chakras.
Pardon?
Chakras?
I'm aligning chakras.
Your centers of energy on different points of the body.
Oh, yes, thank you, yeah.
I'm so glad that
Why?
I'm in bed right now.
What are you...
Tony has found the correct way to defeat Alamarja.
Yeah.
Go to bed and never
Hibernate.
It's interesting because it's the flip of the usual play styles where Ethan is the oh god not the face guy and Tony is the yeah sure hooray. You sit down and so who is the next person that you want to have your vision about?
Let's hit up the Lulu.
Lily.
That's what I said.
He doesn't know any of our names.
So you don't need to know somebody's name to have a strong emotional attachment to them, okay?
Especially while you're all doing drugs.
I mean, yeah. So I've been told by the internet.
Oh.
Oh.
It's like waking up to the cat's freaking puking a hairball on your pillow next to you.
That may have been what
Face.
inspired this idea.
Oh, yeah, that happened to me last week, so...
Um.
Oh.
So let me ask Lee this question. You say that you've come to the island to search for meaning or to put yourself back.
Stop the dry heaving.
Where did you lose it?
In the marine.
Yes, but
Oh.
but where? Like, was it a battle? Was it a court martial? Was it a crash? Was it a dramatic event, or was it a small event?
I want to hearken to my trouble and my side trait, which is being protective of kids.
Okay.
So I think I was probably trying to protect kids, and it did not go well.
Okay.
Yeah. And so it's kind of turned into this, like, I have to protect kids now because I didn't that time.
Just called me a child.
So
She wants to protect you, Crazy.
Oh God.
I
was
just
it?
feel all the love.
Well, no. So was it? So
At
was
this
it
table tonight.
a?
I'm almost thinking like
Was it
an
like?
effed up drone strike that hit an orphanage, or that's two.
A soccer field.
No, a children's
Sorry.
like a field hospital.
Yeah. Yeah, orphanage is too like comic book sadness.
Yeah. Still, I mean, it's
Yeah.
still effed up.
Yeah.
And it still happens in the real world. Except in this part, you find yourself standing in, or like your eyes open and you find yourself in a trashed out building, and the scent of antiseptic and antibacterials clashes in your nose with the scent of goat urine and unwashed dirt. And you see people in white cloaks, or people in doctor's coats, kind of walking through cots, and where there are children and old men and women of some foreign nationality that you don't recognize because you're rich and sheltered. She's like, yeah, fair.
Fair.
And what you thought was a weird sensory audio hallucination goes, like a high-pitched noise goes to a what is clearly an engine, and then you hear the whirring of something, and then the newspapers that had been put up as makeshift shades on the windows start punching out as bullets come ripping through.
Can I touch anything in here?
What would you like to touch?
I want to grab the person off the nearest bed and try to bring them down.
Okay.
Whether that's whatever's nearest to me.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a weird check on this. We're going to say this is a level 2 weird check, so you get 1 roll.
Okay.
Unless you want to use the group karma.
Oh. That was 7.
Any goods or bads?
Just a 5 and a 2.
Okay. You grab someone off of the bed and roll underneath one of the cots, even though you're like, there's no way that's actually going to protect, but it doesn't matter. It's over in a second. You hear that whine. You feel a dozen, 2 dozen thuds. You peer out over the edge of the bed, and and everyone is dead, and each of them, from where the wound, their fatal wound, grows a strange, hairy flower.
Ew.
That's not normal.
And you hear a scrape behind you. What do you do?
I scramble out from under the bed and look.
The person who you pulled out of harm's way? Lee.
Lee?
Minus probably 20 years.
I don't know.
15.
And I look over Lee to make sure she didn't get hit by anything.
Am I conscious or I'm like out?
You're like battle shocked. Like
Okay.
she's just kind of staring, like, because you were out, and then you woke up and everyone else was dead around you, and you don't know what happened.
It's okay, Lee. Lee, it's okay.
You do not hear any of this.
You're okay. Lee?
Cut back to the real world, where now 2 of your, well, 3 if you count the loud snoring from the other room, are now
Every
out.
time you wake up, you open the door. Not today, Alamar.
So open the door. He's still dead. Oh, not today.
Lee, you're okay. Lee, you're okay.
Yeah, kid, I know I'm fine. Kid.
It's okay, Lee.
Kid. Fuck. Help me drag them into the room. I'll take him, you get her, she's lighter.
Play music when I just dance out.
Oh, we drag them into the room. I know it's a hotel, but I'm gonna dig through like the medicine cabinets in the bathroom and see if there's anything in there, like
What are you looking for?
smelling salts? I don't know.
That's in a normal
Or
first aid
something
kit.
that I might know would work.
It's
in
like
such a
it's like
way.
Alice in Wonderland. It just has smell me.
I will also point out that we're in Alamarja.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes.
Okay.
So you drag them into your room.
Mm-hmm.
Like, are you just leaving on the floor? Are you putting them on the bed?
I guess the bed.
because he's really unresponsive.
She keeps muttering. You're
Well,
okay. It's
I
okay.
think the jostling pulls you out of your trauma. So like you wake up just in time for her to like toss you on the bed or the floor, and you're like,
I think probably the bed.
yeah.
This is very forward.
Like fireman's carry.
This is very forward of you. You know, you're a very beautiful woman, but I like a little bit more communication and openness and vulnerability before taking this step with somebody.
I just kind of realized that she's actually awake and probably just like, oh my god, I'm so glad you're okay! Hug!
Oh, Gracie, it's fine.
Do you lick her face?
Maybe.
Yeah, you lick her face a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just...
Oh, it's okay. I can tell you're upset. It'll be all fine, okay?
I was putting you on the bed because I didn't want you passed out on the floor. I go to look for the smelling salts or something.
You open up the
Are you okay? Wake up.
He's scared
You
too.
open up the medicine cabinet, and there's a mirror, which is weird because usually the mirror is on the outside of the medicine cabinet. But you also see that there are 2 ornate brass knobs on the bottom of the mirror.
It's a Etch a Sketch.
I don't like it.
I'm shocked.
I
adjust the
tried
brightness
to turn the knob. Oh god, I'm gonna regret this.
And you hear ancient metal squeaking. And you realize after you fiddle with it for like a minute or two, the mirror actually looks back out into the hallway.
Adjust
So
the
I have a
brightness.
painting with the eyes broken out.
Yes, except
I can see the ghosts.
no. You can see the 4 masked individuals who are standing outside of Ray's hotel
Do
door.
I have anything that I can use as a weapon? And I
Trying
put
to
on
sleep.
the trench coat.
We'll figure that out when we come back from our first break here on Theater of the Mind Players. We'll be back in just a few minutes with Act 2 of Over the Edge. We'll see you then. And welcome back to the second act of Over the Edge, Wealth and Hellness. When we last left our tourists, Liana Lee had just discovered that there was a secret viewing passage that allowed her to see out into the hallway of her hotel in the Caesar Hotel, where she discovered that there were 4 people in masks looking to break into the hotel room where Ray Bulger has been peacefully sleeping this entire evening. But first, we go to to the mind trip of Tim McMahon. Or are you coming out of your trip at this point?
How do you feel, Tim?
Let's keep going.
Okay. Where is your next
Victim. I'm.
Well, here's the thing. Now that you've come back to your central location a second time, the people in the shadows are getting closer.
Could be good, could be bad.
How close are they?
Don't like that.
Like before, they were probably out of like. Now they're probably surrounding you on your bed, where the walls are in this room.
You could just be at a cuddle party.
What is the hair doing to them? It's coming out of me and branching out, right? Is it going towards them?
You kind of squinting under the light, and the people who are standing around you, yes, the hair is branching out to them, and it's entered into each of their mouths. And you see that they seem to be chewing and moving ever so slightly forward with every chew.
Yeah, at this point I think we get out of this shit.
Watching out.
Oh. Oh. Yeah, no. Nope.
Are you just like, it was lovely to meet you all? I have to be going.
This entire live stream was a horrible mistake. And I'm going to now go vomit for a week. Yeah. Before you come out of it, there's a voice of unison in your head that says, "It's time to come home to Noosebum."
Noosebum?
Mm-hmm.
I recognize that name.
So,
New spawn on the block.
yes. Are you watching them, or you're getting your?
Oh, I straight up. So I walk back into the other hotel room, and I'm like, "Everybody, stay absolutely quiet. I'm not fucking kidding."
I think Tim's waking up.
Shh. And I
Yeah,
put
Tim is
on
actually sitting up on the bed.
I put my hand over Tim's mouth.
and I'm like, "Oh, good, you're awake. Keep the fucking mouth shut." I put the trench coat on, and do I have any sort of weapony type things?
She feels worried.
Like what?
Anything that can be used as a weapon.
Probably anything that you can find in a hotel room that could be
Okay.
used as like a lamp or
The nightmare gun.
or the nightmare gun.
I can at least let them think it's a gun. I take the nightmare gun.
Okay.
And otherwise, were they armed?
They each have two.
Ooh.
No.
I immediately shoot the nightmare gun at Sarah and
Stop it!
it didn't look like one of them was carrying like a duffel bag over, but nobody or like a shoulder bag, but nobody had like any weapons.
I will pull the leg off of a chair.
Okay.
To use as a club.
Okay.
Thanks. And then I'm gonna try to sneaky open the door and get up behind them, and put the gun like to the back of one of their heads before I say words.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a fight roll here. I'm going to
fight
say
is 2.
they have a fight of 1.
So I can reroll 1.
So you can reroll 1.
Double 5s.
Ooh.
Do you want to reroll?
For a sweet 4, maybe?
No, because if I roll a 1,
Okay.
I'll stick with my 10.
Yeah, you are able to creep up behind them, and as you creep up, you kind of hear them they're arguing. I don't want to kick in the door. You're the new guy. You kick the door in. But what if he's waiting for us? I don't care.
I put the
He's
gun up to
just
the
an
back
actor.
of the new guy's head.
He's just an actor.
No one's going to be kicking in the door. And one of you is going to tell me what you're doing here.
Ma'am, I don't know if you know this, but that gun is very illegal.
I'm sure it is. Thanks for the heads up.
Heads up.
Wait a minute. There are 4 of us and 1 of you. And we're all within...
Did that stop me from threatening you?
Now you're going to give it... make it...
Oh.
Or
I was thinking...
Or you're going to ruin this.
Well, no, I'll let her do... After she does her thing, I have an idea that I would like to do, but I don't want to fuck up her job.
Well, give me a sway roll here.
11.
Ooh.
I'm very threatening.
The new guy is like, I think we should listen to what she has to say, guys.
You should listen to the new guy. He hasn't lost his instincts yet.
Ma'am. The new guy says, thank you.
Sure thing, new kid.
Leader guy says, ma'am, you do realize that you are interfering with a religious ceremony.
Does the guy in that room subscribe to your religion?
He used to.
Alright, but he doesn't anymore.
Well. Alright, you want us to go away? We'll go away.
I'd prefer it if you did. After you tell me what you were doing here. I'd also like you to relinquish the hangman card that I know you have in your pocket.
Oh!
I remember things! Okay, sorry.
Well, we were in the process of
Talk faster.
preparing him for the ritual, or for the, what's the name of the ritual? I'm gonna take a long sip and think of the really cool name
Okay.
of the ritual. Hold on.
Transfiguration. Oh. Awesomeification.
Ossification. Turns been bone.
Ostrichification.
The
Reawakenification?
Reunification.
Yeah, they just walk in there. Wake up!
Grab your brush and put a little makeup.
Shakespeareification.
the unification of the eternal memory.
Ooh.
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 That sounds bad.
What, like, do you really think if they said, like, it's going to be the ritual of the drowning in puppies, that you'd be like, oh, okay. Well, that sounds okay.
Me next.
Hail your god.
Okay. Well, that's very nice. You can find a different person, and I expect to not see any of your brethren or sistren or
Person.
whoever.
You don't
Okay.
you don't get it, ma'am. We're trying to help Ray.
Why should I believe you?
Okay.
You might hear a really low, loud growl from behind you.
I'm sorry if I accidentally drop kick you. I don't know.
Turn and shoot.
No, like, I'm not you. I'm just behind you, not like behind you growling at you.
Yeah.
But you just hear this like stalking.
And I have
I
Tim
probably instantly like whip around,
looking
trying
out
to
the
figure
door.
They make a run for it the other way.
Ugh.
Are you going to try to shoot
I'll
the
chase
nightmare
them.
gun?
Gracie, come back.
Yeah.
Gracie, no.
Okay. Give me a fight check. This is gonna be you gotta hit an 8 though, because you're reacting to them running away.
7, but I have a fight of 2. Can I re-roll something?
We can use the group karma to re-roll a die if you want.
What do y'all think?
What are you trying to do? I was yelling at
Shoot them
Gracie
with the
to
nightmare
lay
gun.
down.
I say sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, fine.
I think you can. We're good at
We're
rolling
rolling a
doubles
3.
apparently.
Okay, well at least it's not a 3 now.
Yeah, now it's just a 5.
A
6.
Okay.
And one of them is
But it's a
4.
good twist.
It's a good twist.
Actually shoots out rainbow sparkles.
Or
Or-
is it Robin Sparkles?
Robin sparkles.
Let's go to the mall. Uh-oh.
Or the good twist is he literally twists his leg.
Ah.
Or you finally wake your ass up and come to the door.
That would be the
everybody.
ideal part.
And they planted robe on.
you pull the trigger, and the gun, it not just doesn't fire, it actually just falls apart and crumbles in your hand. Clank, clunk, 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 clunk.
Oh, immersion piece of shit!
But it also means that you are no longer carrying a very illegal weapon.
Yeah.
And like by the time it hits the ground,
Dust.
it's dust.
Sweet. No evidence to cover up.
Another one
That's
bites
the
the
good
dust.
twist.
It is the good twist.
Can I throw...
Though, weirdly, there's like a bit of hair on your hand.
Can I take the club that I picked up and throw it at the back of one of their heads?
They've already cleared out.
Gracie.
Yeah! Get out of here and don't come back! You see?
That shouting wakes you up.
Okay.
Gracie, are you okay?
Yeah, why?
I open up the door. I'm like, what the hell is going on out here?
It just saved your life. You're welcome.
You were
How
growling
so?
a little bit.
You got a bunch of masked people after you, apparently trying to do some sort of ceremony of the unification
Why
of
were
the
you
eternal
humming?
what's-a-thingy.
God damn it.
People hum.
Okay.
Yeah, you recognize that as a tenet of your cult.
Trying to kick down your door with a duffel bag. Probably gonna put you in it and run.
Oh, I'd like to see them try.
I'm so
Really?
glad you're
You could stop
okay! You get a giant hug.
Are you gonna end it with, Karen, did you get that email?
You get a big hug from Gracie.
And I might accidentally lick your ear.
I am not cool with that.
You're licking or the hugging from your not wife?
All the above?
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I'm just so glad you're okay. I mean, they're the guys, and it is.
You guys are so sweet.
Next time, can you not sneak
Guys
up
are
on
so
me?
sweet.
I didn't sneak.
It was a little sneak. It was a little
So
sneaky.
the unification of eternal memory is the ritual that you decided to skip out of when you left the cult.
Mm-hmm.
You just know that it's bad.
Right. I don't know the details. I just know it's not great.
You think it from what you heard inside, basically it's the ritual is what completely erases your memory of anything that happened. So if somebody were to ask you, well, what was it like being part of? You need to come up with a name for your cult.
There is
no.
Ray, only Zool.
The Star Children.
Oh, bunch of former child stars.
Or an indie RPG game.
Or, you know, the weird archaeological... Anyhow, okay.
Oh no, I know exactly what you're talking about too.
When you leave the Star Children, you're supposed to go undergo the ritual, the unification of eternal memory. How did you avoid that?
Murder, death, kill. Murder,
I assume
death, kill.
that with my long career in movies and playing different roles and wearing different costumes, I just kind of ducked out and
So you used acting.
Okay. Yeah.
He followed advice from the public service announcements that he did for schools in the 80s. He was like, just say no, and if you're friends, don't take no for an answer. Call your mom, have her pick you up.
Yeah.
Join us. No. Join us.
Okay.
Hang on, I'm calling my
Wait,
mom.
I have to call my mom.
Sorry, guys. She says I can't come out and play.
Oh shit, Mrs. Bulger? I ain't gonna fuck with her.
You sound like every person I knew as a child.
Did y'all check on dead guy back there?
Tim? Tim's okay. I'm so glad you're
still
okay.
sitting with my mouth closed?
Yes. Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
There you go.
I'm gonna just check. Look at me. Watch my finger. What are you doing? Okay.
What is happening with
Still no pulse.
why is
Are you sure you know how to do that correctly? He seems
Do you
fine.
want to try? He has no pulse.
He feels fine to me.
I don't think she knows how to do it.
He's gonna get the
Here,
ritual.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Hug, if that's
See, he's totally fine.
Yeah. You get the tackle hug from Gracie. I'm so glad you're okay.
He has no pulse.
But he feels okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
What was in that thing?
It was real fucked up. And, Liana, I don't want to say anything to embarrass you in front of everybody.
Then
but
don't.
What happened at the hospital wasn't your fault.
We're gonna unpack that later.
When I aligned my chakras, I had a vision.
So I was asleep. What the hell is going on?
I'm just so glad everyone's okay.
Some people came
Lots
to
of
your
hair.
hotel room, and Liana very bravely, like super bravely, came and tried to save you.
Hashtag
And they
the
said
bravest.
they were trying to like eternal sunshine the spotless mind you or something. So we're trying to we're just trying to make sure everything's okay, but you should really like just stay by us so we can make sure that nobody else tries to like erase your memories or something.
Okay, but why was he passed out?
Drugs.
Oh, drugs.
Drugs.
Ah. Been there.
Yeah.
It was a really bad trip. He like was freaked out.
You still have no pulse.
It's perfectly common for people to come back from drug trips and not have a very recognizable pulse through normal means. If we have a machine we can check, I'm sure you'd have one. It's not your fault. It's his circulatory system. It's all screwed up due to the drugs.
Are you medically certified?
Well, I know a lot about drugs.
Okay. So, before you took the drugs from the weird gun,
Yes.
I was telling you all about this box, which had this weird-ass trench coat that seems armored, and this picture.
It looks really nice on you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's almost like it was custom tailored for you.
It like really is like perfectly cut.
It hugs her curve.
Right? And let me tell you, that is totally in right now. Like the sort of like dystopia, like gritty noir look is super in.
We are in a gritty noir dystopia right now.
You should get a shot of that for your Instagram.
Do not put me on your Instagram.
Wait.
Do not put me on your Instagram.
Do you want me to just do like shoulders down?
Do not put me on your Instagram.
Are you sure?
I'm very, 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 very sure.
Because like your boots are like really super matching right now. Okay. So,
You understood that?
anyways, next time you like change outfits, you should probably go for more of like a red shirt just to really make it pop.
A power tie, you know?
Yes. Red is such a good power color for you.
I'd go maroon.
I've made a huge mistake in coming to this island.
You know what? That reminds me of, we were going to have a spa day.
Ooh, yes, let's go.
Okay, I'm getting the feeling that I was hired to murder this lady.
Whoa, not murder day, spa
Oh.
day.
She's really serious.
Anybody who has done any reading on Al Marja before coming here recognizes the woman in that photo.
Was it in
Well,
the brochure?
also, it was
Probably,
on
yeah.
the billboard.
And it was also on
Okay.
some of the billboards.
Apparently,
It's-
Sister Cheryl Dabain.
Dobain.
Do we know if that stuff in the gun normally kills people? Because maybe you're not supposed to kill her.
Maybe you're supposed to protect her.
Maybe you're supposed to have a nightmare.
Well, like, if I was in the same dream vision he was having, it seemed really realistic. So maybe it's more of like they're trying to get you to bring her on a journey.
Vision quest.
I don't need to bring anyone but myself on a journey.
I was almost in that.
To the spa.
No. No, I think we're putting off the spa until we figure out what's going on here. And,
Oh, so now you're telling us what to do?
Wait. Speedrun mystery.
What?
Speedrun mystery.
Huh?
We're gonna solve a mystery, like, really fast, and then we can go to the spa.
sure thing, Nancy Drew.
But what?
Someone just saw Stranger Things.
Her name is
Wendy. Wanda.
Wanda.
It's definitely Wendy Weiss.
It starts with a W.
Okay.
Wanda.
I remember my name. Wanda West.
First off, I at least think we're safe for now because I got this key card off of them.
Why does that make
Isn't
us
that
say
the one that they wouldn't let?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure she was holding it to give to them. So for one, I don't think we're completely secure in this hotel.
Should we go talk to the receptionist first?
Oh yeah, tip them off. Good idea.
Well, that's our first lead, right?
Is tipping them off that we're onto their game? That's a great lead.
Well, when you play the adventures on the computer, you have to talk to everybody.
I mean, she does have a point.
That is like our main clue at the moment.
Oh my god.
Unless, does this card allow us to go to like a specialty floor?
I'm pretty sure the card gets us onto this floor.
It was a room card that they weren't allowed to give to
Why don't we go
Roy?
try it in the elevator? See if it takes us to other weird floors.
That is a great idea. You are so good at this.
Gee, thanks.
You're welcome. Though I feel like you're not really being genuine, but I still appreciate the fact that you said thank you. So, thank you.
Hashtag bummed out. No
Sure.
day today.
I'm surrounded by assholes. Anything to say, Mr. Karen? Did you get that email?
Yeah.
I feel like the next episode it's going to be something about a proctology exam.
Well, you know, sleeping was working out great.
But what if they come back for you again? Liana can't
I won't
protect
be able
you.
to protect you if I'm not here, so.
Who are
Also,
they?
I'm not sure I mean to, without some sort of answers here.
What kind of answers are you looking for?
Who were they?
That's a good place to start.
It's very personal,
Hashtag
but
maybe a spa day after all.
they are known as the Star Children. I got involved with them because I heard it was sort of like a self-help group, gurus and such. Turns out they ended up being a little bit more Jones-Townsy than I expected.
Oh, I know that reference.
I do not.
It was a cult. They all died in South America.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, those ones.
Yeah. Well, it's very similar. And they wanted me to do some sort of ritual that I don't know all the details, but I know it's not good. It's kind of their drinking of the Kool-Aid. So, looks like they're still wanting me to do that.
Then I can honestly say I don't think we're safe here. This location is compromised. We gotta find a new staging ground.
Roy, were you coming here to get away from them?
I was coming here to get away from them. I was coming here to find my wife. I was coming here to figure out if I was crazy. And
Did
at this
they
point,
still have your wife?
I don't know. Apparently, according to everybody I know, she doesn't exist. But I'm pretty convinced she exists because I remember marrying her.
Roy, I believe you, okay? Because you feel like you're being really honest right now. And I trust when people are in touch with their feelings. So
It could be
We'll
gang
help you.
stalking.
Could be what?
Gang stalking. It's kind of like...
Stalking gangs.
No, it's nothing like that. It's kind of like gaslighting, but on a more global level.
Oh, like they went onto his Wikipedia page and erased all of the mentions of her.
Yeah.
That
So this is
so
the
sad.
Truman Show.
No, it's not quite that. The Truman Show doesn't tell him he's crazy. They just don't tell him that they're watching him.
I was almost in
He
that.
knows. that he's being watched, but everybody else thinks he's crazy. Which brings him to think that he's crazy.
Did you
And
just
hence
say
why
I was
he's
almost
here.
in that? Okay.
Okay. All right. Everyone pack your most essential needs.
We can go
The essential ones.
talk to the receptionist.
No. We're going to see if this key card takes us anywhere, and then we're going to go down to the Motel 73 that I booked. We're going to use that as our staging ground. That sounds safer.
The place that you booked was called Easy Sleep.
The Easy Sleep.
Oh God.
How many stars is that?
You're gonna take us down to Easy Sleep.
You don't need to know.
I'm pretty positive I need to know.
You can always ask Siri. Or, not
Reba.
Siri, Reba.
Reba, how many stars?
Yes,
is the
how
Easy
can
Sleep?
how can the state assist you today?
How many stars is the Easy Sleep?
The Easy Sleep is a budget-friendly, mostly clean,
Mostly clean
sleep residence. We do not have a star rating on the Easy Sleep, as that is against state policy. But I can tell you it has 34 exclamation points.
How many exclamation points does Caesar's Palace have? Or
The
Caesar's-
Caesar Hotel
the Caesar Hotel have?
has 34 exclamation points.
Is this like basketball scoring or golf scoring?
I don't understand what you're asking. I
Remember, they
prefer
don't really
cricket.
play-
Are more exclamation points good or are less good?
I can tell you that place is cheaper than this one.
Oh.
It's the mostly clean part that's got me hung up.
So that just means don't bring your white pants, just in case there's like something that'll stain them.
Rob, do I
It's a
happen
pain
to
in
have
the
like a condo here?
No.
Does my husband happen to have a condo here?
That you
No.
know about.
Which is surprising.
Weird.
We need some place that we're not going to be traced. I don't trust this place right now.
How about we stay exactly here?
It's the last place they'll look.
Great.
We
I'm going
call
back
up a
to
cab
bed.
company to come pick us up. We put somebody else in the cab and we go back.
Less believing that plan.
Okay, we do the thing the Beatles did in A Hard Day's Night, where we get in the cab but run out the other side and hide behind some bushes.
The who?
We
The
can't
monkeys.
do that to Carson.
What?
The monkeys.
I think he'd play along. He owes me one.
Is that like the Jonas Brothers?
In fact, he's
Yeah.
probably still across
Yeah.
the street at the Hottentot.
I don't know.
They were the early Jonas Brothers.
I think we should try your hangman card thing first.
I think we just saw a divorce happen.
This is when I quit the game.
Mwahaha.
And life.
Mwahaha.
Deanna, I think we should try to find out where the hangman card goes first.
Well, it goes in a tarot deck.
But I mean, in the hotel.
Oh, right, sorry.
Okay, fine.
Good-
Let's try that. Let's
good
try that.
check, though.
Let's
Good
get in
check.
the elevator.
Yes.
We're gonna get in the elevator.
You're going to get in the elevator.
Yes.
When we come back.
No.
Okay.
Wait,
like,
I can't leave without my
it's time for a
blanket.
break.
Where's my blanket? I can't leave without my blanket.
Pardon?
My blanket!
We'll wait for you.
Okay.
The tarot card does not activate the elevator.
At all. Can I try it on a couple of different rooms?
Yeah, it only works on his.
Just his.
Oh.
Which card did you have?
I had the Three of Cups.
In what way does the Three of Cups relate to the Hanged Man?
Maybe the hangman's
Communication.
actually a master key.
It only opens this door.
Maybe the hangman's really thirsty and he has 3 cups of whatever.
Communication and perspective!
What?
Communication and perspective! That's what the two cards have in common!
Cool.
Is she standing right here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, I'm in my room.
She's in
I'm
her room.
I was like,
She
why,
was grabbing
I was
her
like,
blanket.
why are you shouting?
I'm not into this occult stuff enough to like figure this out.
Well, that's why
Um,
Gracie just said that.
Yeah,
it
so
needs
like
communication.
why
I found it on Pinterest!
This is what we do. We go to the roof. We zip line off.
do you happen to have a zip line up your ass?
Dude.
Sure, there's
Of course he
telephone
does.
wires. And we got hangers.
So
Like, they're both like,
We use bed sheets. We make squirrel suits.
So
Why
this is my
squirrels?
moneymaker. I have to be careful. I can't get all scarred up. So we have to have like a safety harness if we're gonna do something like that.
Or we're
But-
just not gonna do any of those things.
I don't know if you forgot, but you're green.
It's part of my brand now. Glam Witch, okay? It's part of my brand. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to yell.
Wouldn't a couple scars make you a little bit more witchy?
No. Glam Witch.
Glam witch.
It's glam. You're a movie star. You should know what glam means.
I know what glam means,
Sorry, I'm getting really worked up right now.
but glam witch.
Okay.
Do I find my
Okay.
blanket?
Okay.
Okay.
You know what? We're gonna go down and we're gonna talk to the receptionist, but I'm gonna threaten her.
You do know that you win more flies with honey than vinegar, correct?
In some cases. In other cases, you need to make sure that she doesn't give out room keys to random ass people who want to murder you with cult things.
I mean, that's a fair point.
Yeah.
We don't know it was murder.
So we're gonna go downstairs before we devolve
Okay,
into
okay,
more
I got it.
conversation.
You do the talking and I'll just stand there and glare at her.
Well, like, try a more calming energy. Because, like, you really want a good give and take with this sort of communication.
You've got that part. I've got the don't fuck with us again part.
Okay, just, like, keep it, like, more smizey.
I love Tyra.
Excuse me?
You gotta
Smize.
smize.
Smile with your eyes.
Maybe we should just let them kill us.
You know what?
Thank you for being
That's
on the
starting
same
to sound
page.
better. Like,
Let's
every
go,
moment we're on
everybody!
this island.
Mystery time!
I've changed your name. It's Daphne now.
Why?
She's fancier than Nancy Drew. Nancy Drew is, like, really smart.
so we cut
I'm
to
nerdy.
Rob is desperately trying to move on.
Thank you for that.
That's why I did the cut to noise.
I was going to say, what do you guys know who keep angry. So, downstairs, it is a different receptionist. Can I help you? She says.
Hello. Oh my gosh. First, I just
Her
want to
name
say...
tag reads Angelista.
Angelista.
Wanda, you're gonna have to talk to her. I'm so upset right now. I can't even.
I totally get it, okay? So just take a deep breath. I will handle everything, okay? Okay. Angelista! Hello! So we checked in a little bit earlier today, and oh my gosh, this place is gorgeous. Thank you so much. We appreciate all of the hard work that you do.
Thank you.
There was just like a little thing upstairs on our floor that got us a little worked up. And we just wanted to check in. Some people were trying to break down a hotel door.
Why do you seem surprised to see us?
It's 2 o'clock in the morning.
For the record, I was sleeping. I was.
Um,
Well, I'm terribly sorry if for the interruption in.
do I remember the name of the receptionist who was here initially?
Carlo.
Carlo? And I don't want to cast aspersions on anybody's character, okay? Like, this is totally just us trying to figure out what's going on and make sure everything's okay. They had a key card that they were trying to use to get into the door, that we had seen earlier on the receptionist when we checked in. His name was Carlo. Do you happen to know anything about that? Like, did he just go off shift or something like that?
We don't have anyone here who works here, but with the name Carlo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so somebody was away from their post on the front desk when guests were arriving.
This is terrible.
Is outrageous.
This is terrible. I stay here. I have to call the peace force.
Oh no.
But there was a break-in?
They were trying
No.
to.
They didn't break in. We stopped them.
When they saw us, they got
so do you want to
scared.
file a report then?
I don't think that's necessary.
And they
Well,
were going off.
So I'm confused.
Wait.
Are you lodging a complaint?
I would
With
like
the
to speak to your
Or you were-
manager.
With the hood. So we're just trying to figure out what's going on. Everybody, it's okay. Deep breaths. We're all gonna get through this, okay? I'll handle everything. Okay.
So, I think we cut to the five of you getting dumped out onto the street.
Great.
Yeah.
I don't even get to do a sway roll.
Well, because it's either going to be... Well, let me ask you this. What is your intent here? Because Angelista
intent-
doesn't know anything.
My intent was to try to find out more information about Carlo, and then everybody had to start chiming in with their in-character interjections. So my plan didn't really end up going the way that I was hoping.
To the easy sleep.
Okay, but they didn't give me time to change into my not white pants.
Well, the reason that you've been dumped out onto the
Yeah.
street is because the as you're walking out, there are half a dozen Peace Force vans that are pulling up and are immediately sweeping the entire building.
Oh, to try to find them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We get our stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we still have our room cards?
No.
Okay, good.
Could I have hidden the hangman one? That they technically didn't know we had?
Okay.
Just in case.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll come in handy later.
We can brush it for prints!
I'm just worried there's like
No.
an RFD chip in there.
There probably is. Don't worry, we'll find out the hotel magnet is the actual villain of the entire game. In the last episode.
Yes. I, evil Hilton, shall destroy.
Okay. We at least have an in with the cab driver.
Are you calling Total Taxi? And
Carson Caprice?
yeah.
Do we want to bug him so much? He went through such a traumatic experience last time. But he
Do you
is
have
a
any
fan
other
favorite.
ideas right now?
He is a fan favorite, so we should bring him back. And by fan favorite, I mean me.
I mean, this fan.
Yeah, we Okay, also, house rule. No more using the voice-activated robot thing after this.
Why not?
Because they're gonna track us with it.
Ugh.
I don't think that's right.
Really? Really?
You should embrace technology. We're already being monitored anyways. There's like
We
6
Take the
different
phone out
security
of my
cameras.
pocket, and it's a flip phone.
Reba,
You
does
sound
the
like
state
Jerry.
track us while by our usage of you?
Reba says,
Of course.
we only do it to protect you.
See, it's fine.
I'm sorry that I'm sorry that you're mad at me, Lee, and I hope that
No.
hope that whatever I did to
No.
upset you.
No.
Reba,
Throw all the phones. Call for the total taxi, and the phones are going in.
No.
Turn them off.
you are not.
Turn them
No.
off.
No.
Turn them off.
No.
Can we
Turn
call
no.
for a
them
taxi without
off.
Can I make a fight roll?
She said call the taxi, then turn them off.
I did say that.
So are you calling Total Taxi?
I'm gonna call Carson, yes.
Okay.
And then we're all turning off the phones.
Okay. If that will make you happy, says Reba, and all of your phones turn off.
Janet, do you really have a file, or is it
I
a
try to turn it
cactus?
back on.
Sweet.
Reba says, is Lee still mad at me?
Why is it still talking if it's off?
But I love you, Reba.
That's not what I'm asking. Is Lee still mad at me?
Lee, are you still mad at Reba?
We're getting rid of all the phones.
That sounds like she's still mad at me.
Oh no.
I swear to everything that I hold shiny and pretty, if you as so even try to lay a finger on this phone, I will chew your arm off.
I start walking.
Liana, there are probably at least 6 different
Where are you
traffic
walking?
camera.
To the.
Do I happen to have like a
Just-
bottle of water or anything on me?
Do we know
Sure.
what it is?
I guess I
I'd like
figure
to
I'll
squirt
get there
their
eventually.
phones.
Joke's on you! I have a water protected case on. Because we're on vacation.
So, I like the fact that welcome to this exotic island of conspiracy and mystery, and we're going to water bottle squirt phones. That's the big fight that we're going to have.
I'm done with being trapped.
Something tells me this is not going the way Rob imagines.
The truth is, I didn't really imagine it going anyway. So,
Yeah, come on, you've played with that before.
all right. So, give me a
Fight.
Give me a fight. Whose phone are you
I'm
squirting?
gonna start with
first?
hers because she told me she'd bite my arm off.
Okay, what is your fight score?
1.
All right. So you get 1 reroll on this.
Oh,
I rolled double sixes.
Oh my god.
Roll it.
I don't think she rolls anything.
No, it just
You
so
bite her arm off.
Maybe she rolls over.
she
I use half the bottle.
no, you go for it and you jump back and it goes flying out of your hand and doof into a nearby fountain.
OMG. Gracie, it's okay.
It will be, now that we're not being tracked on her phone. Yours is next.
I can tell that you're very upset right now.
Are you going? No, I'm asking her. Are
Oh.
you going for her?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and give me that fight roll.
And I can re-roll one of hers.
Yes.
Oh,
I'll stick with double threes.
wow.
So you failed the roll and you got double threes.
Oh no, Sarah.
Why is there no more beer?
Does that mean she's dead?
Oh, sorry, Sarah.
We'll find that out after our next commercial break
I'm getting another beer.
for the third act of Over the Edge.
Oh, damn.
Health and Wellness. We'll see you in just a few minutes. And we are back to the third and final act of our second Over the Edge session, Health and Wellness. So when we last left our main characters,
I don't want to talk about it.
Gracie, no.
Gracie decided to throw down with Lee, and it did not go well
For her.
for anybody.
I mean, it's me.
Because what's the one place that's probably far worse for not being monitored by the state than an Alamarjan hotel?
An Alamarjan hospital.
An Alamarjan holding cell,
Oh no.
which is where the 5 of you
Oh no.
have ended up
That's way worse than I thought.
because you started a public brawl while the Peace Force was
Brawling.
Oh,
There was Peace Force.
I was like a football field away. I started walking.
I was splashing water.
yes.
And then Gracie
and the Peace
tried
Force
to-
totally agreed with that, but they still decided to take you in for questioning.
Don't fuck with the girl's hair.
Or rather, there are 3 of you in the holding cell.
This is not what I planned.
Who's not in the whole
When does it
thing,
ever-
so-
You are. You are. You are. You are not.
Oh.
And you are not.
Oh.
Where are we?
Well, you are in what looks to be a interrogation room because it's got the one hot light on the metal
It's
table.
flickering.
It's flickering,
And I'm
you
in
are
the chair that's wiggly.
and you are in actual, like, old school horseshoe cuff chains.
And it's really hot.
Are my pants already off?
No.
That's a miss right there. Should have prepped.
Yeah.
You get naked first, and then you go into the interrogation room.
Well, actually, I'm actually going to give you a choice.
Okay.
Do you want to get picked up by the Peace Force? Or do you want to get picked up by the Star Children?
Ooh.
Star Children.
Okay.
Oh, what?
Interesting.
They're gonna erase your memory.
But isn't it more fun that way?
Okay, that's fair.
He just said no to cults the first time. It will work the second time, too.
Wash, go to bed.
Oh my gosh.
The heavy door opens.
I'm very blatantly wiggling on and off like the one wobbly chair leg.
And
just for fun.
there in walks a rotund man of African descent, wearing a trench coat very similar to the one that you're wearing, except
I don't like that.
Except much larger because he is both taller and wider. Like I'm at.
They're witch hunters from Good Omens.
He sits down and watches you rock back and forth for a little bit. He waits for the door to shut. He reaches into his trench coat and pulls out what looks to be a fish mounted on like a mounting.
Did you stick your
Did
finger
you
in that
stick your finger in that fish? That's all I was thinking. Okay.
He sets it on the table between you and then leans back in his chair.
Mouth have gold sparkles?
Don't worry.
Does the fish
Is it a big mouth Billy Bass?
It is. Because he pushes the button and it tips up and starts singing Cotton Eye Joe. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Do that, do. But every time it sings, it speeds up and it gets higher. And it speeds up and it gets higher. And it speeds up and it gets higher. Until finally, now we can talk. Miss Lee, I and my organization would like to apologize for the mix-up that occurred last evening at the Amarjan Airport. You were misidentified as a freelance agent and were given a packet of materials to use in the commission of a contract aboard the island. Is that correct?
I nod, but I say nothing.
We are able to speak freely as this device counteracts the various monitoring devices that the Peace Force has in place here.
I keep nodding, but I stare at my hands very interestedly.
We would like to know how we can make it up to you.
I look at him pointedly and then look back at my hands. I'm still rocking back and forth on the janky leg chair.
We can arrange for your release.
And the people I was traveling with?
Well, now that's where things get complicated.
Elaborate?
Well, I have reason to believe that they are all connected with a organization called the Dobler Institute.
I can honestly tell you from my interactions with those four that is probably patently false.
Well, Miss Lee, I've been on this island far longer than I care to admit, and I can tell you with great certainty that there is no such thing as coincidence on this island.
Well, in this case, clearly, you're wrong. Because these jokers have never, ever known each other. I can't speak for, like, the weird guy with no heartbeat, but, the rest of them.
Well, I'll tell you. I can arrange for your transport off this island, but everyone else's is that's a larger ask.
No deal.
I'm in my cell going, why do I feel a sudden burst of love?
Nerd.
I sense.
Just connect with my feelings in the universe.
I sense no disturbance in the force.
So you'd rather stay here in this cell than help these people?
In what way would I help them by abandoning them?
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Gee, you're sharp. No wonder your organization does such a great job of finding your agents.
It's really flattering.
Were you always like this, or did this occur because of what happened at that undisclosed location?
Doesn't matter to you. It's how I am now.
So you don't want to help these people? You don't want to understand.
Let me take a quick stab at exactly what I think it is you're about to ask me to do. You're gonna tell me to go and kill this sister Cheryl. And if I do that for you, you're gonna let them all go. Am I right?
No, you're actually very, very wrong. We've come to the realization that, well, as I said, that was for a different agent of a different temperament.
Mm-hmm.
And what we have in mind is something that is an operation that would fit your temperament.
Mm-hmm.
Shade.
So when you say I was like completely, totally, epically wrong, you're lying because you want me to go and kill someone.
Why do you think we want you to kill somebody? Isn't the whole reason that you're here because you're sick of death? You're sick of doing...
In certain situations.
What is a situation where you are not sick of death?
Kill the right people.
What is the right person? Who is a bad guy here on this island, Ms. Lee?
Seems to me there's a lot of them.
So you're going to be a good person by becoming a sociopath and killing everyone.
Who said everyone?
Well, I'm sorry, a lot, which is apparently less.
Everything I've seen on this island points to a ruling class of people that has no care for anyone else.
You're right about that.
So.
I don't see why you're still feeling hostile towards me, because I keep telling you you're right.
Okay. And you continue to hold on to these weird people that some reason decided to take me under their wing, albeit unasked for, unwanted, and weird. But still.
Well, there is somebody that we want you to check out. His name is Dr. Frischigot Newsbaum.
Bless you.
He is the chief medical officer at a place called the Dobler Institute.
And what exactly is it you want me to quote-unquote check out here?
We would like to know if he is in fact the same Frischigot Newsbaum late of the Auschwitz concentration camp.
What? Sorry.
Sorry. As in, worked with the Nazis?
Yes.
Great, we
You didn't
have
think they all went to Argentina, did
permission to kill him then.
Well, yeah, I kind of did.
Sounds like that.
Does he fit in your worldview of...
I mean, if okay, you've caught me off guard. Yeah, if it's the same guy, yeah, not a good guy.
That's good to know. I sure hope I'm not lying.
I sure hope you're not. I suppose I'll find out.
Well, that's the thing now. See, Dr. Newsbaum from what our organization has been able to discover is connected with each of those individuals. You see, Dr. Newsbaum was vital in the development of the organic compound that turned Miss West her current shade of color.
Oh, you mean her verdigris?
He performed the surgery that removed the heart from one Mr. Tim McMahon.
Aha! That was me, not. I was out of game.
I don't think it was.
I think Liana was definitely like, aha!
Yeah.
I knew it!
He also performed the surgery that created Miss Gracie Lane.
When you say created...
Well, now, unfortunately, I think that's a little bit classified. You may want to ask her about that.
Boom, I'm classified, bitch. Sorry.
So...
And as for Mr. Bulger...
He's unrelated.
Yeah, he's just some guy. Looks good in his underwear, though. The Dobler Institute is heavily financially intertwined with the Star Children. Now,
so
as
what you're saying to me is
Sorry?
that this Frischigot Newsbaum, heretofore known as Evil Nazi Doctor, because it's easier to say, probably performed these surgeries unwillingly on these people. So the reason you need to keep them locked up is what?
Well, if they go and investigate the Dobler Institute, as you have clearly laid out, they're not going to come back.
Who said they need to go investigating?
They've all come to the island to figure out what is going on with them.
And your plan is to keep them in these cells until I figure this out.
I mean, I could release them into your custody.
Probably better than making the what's the word I want to use? Why did you just turn my dice to ones? Sir?
Stay tuned for our very special marriage counseling episode.
Available on our Patreon.
Those little soft girls in there probably can't handle too much time in a cell. Again, I don't know about the no heart guy, but you know, take one, take all. Huh.
this week's episode of Babysitters Club.
Wanda, I made a shiv!
Yes! We should YouTube that.
Oh my god.
I do like this cutback too.
Seriously, it was so easy. I just had to take my fork and like rub it against the wall enough that it made a sharp edge out of the end of it.
That is genius.
They're never going to give me a cellmate. This is great.
Amazing. While we're here,
Yeah.
so how do you feel about Roy?
I'm glad he's okay.
Like, I feel like you two just have like a lot of chemistry.
I don't think he likes me.
I think he totally digs you. But he's like just a little worried to show it because he's afraid of being rejected because he's such a famous person that he doesn't feel like somebody knows the real him inside.
I'm just going off the, after I gave him a hug, he was like, yeah, no.
He was just nervous.
No,
Trust
I
me.
think he really meant it.
I really like can feel what people feel inside. You two would be great together.
I don't know. He said I reminded him of his wife.
I need popcorn.
But the wife that he nobody can remembers and he's looking for?
Yeah.
What if that's you?
No.
Come on, like, wouldn't that be such a great Lifetime movie?
Okay, right. But I think I would remember if I was married to a movie star.
Well, I mean, your husband's kind of like cha-ching, though, right?
Well, right, yeah, because he's my husband. Like,
Yeah.
he's ka-ching.
Well, who's your husband?
My husband?
Like, what's his name?
Sweetie Grace?
Like, what's his, like, name that's on, like, his birth certificate? And the marriage certificate?
You really can't remember right now.
Schnookums?
Like, do you not remember?
Joe?
Roy?
Joe?
Roy?
Meanwhile,
Dear God.
so actually, let's bounce over to Roy here. When the Star Children picked you up, did you go willingly, or did they like kabonk you and?
Oh, it was definitely like bag over the head.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were definitely thrown in some kind of trunk or something. This has been probably the weirdest trip that you have ever made. And the car stops. You hear the trunk, whine open as you are pulled out, and you're carried into a building, and you hear the sound of like people milling around. You also smell popcorn being popped.
Am I having a stroke?
No.
It's toast, not popcorn.
Okay.
And you're rather than being like, set down on a couch or like thrown into a pit or something, you are placed on your feet, and the bag is pulled off of your head, and the masked individuals slice off the rope that's around your wrists and your ankles, and they pat you on the shoulder and say, "Go get him." And that's when the curtains open up. Ladies and gentlemen, the man of the hour, Mr. Ray Bulger.
I had this nightmare.
And the crowd in front of you goes wild.
Uh-huh. I think my character starts to actually not even upset by it. Just kind of actually enjoying it. Doesn't know why he's here, doesn't know what's going on, but he's like, oh, they like me again.
Literally had this nightmare before.
And somebody hands you a microphone.
Uh-huh.
Well, we hear the person who hands you the microphone is wearing a T-shirt with your face on it, and what's his
See you next
Karen,
Tuesday.
did you get that email? Or I'll see you on Tuesday. Or what was the other one?
I'll have.
Can I have a Coke with that?
Yeah, it's like you with your fist out, and then can I have a Coke with that on top of it?
And sir underneath.
Yeah, no, the sir is on the back.
Oh yes.
Oh my god.
The sir is on the back, across the knuckles of a fist.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's like SIRR. So we hear
SIR exclamation.
at Vivisection Cinema are so excited to have you for our Ray Bulger Film Festival.
They're fixing to cut you open.
Are you here?
That's what vivisection is.
Oh. Okay.
Just heads up.
Yeah, you're not here though.
They vividly draw out a section of your body.
Okay.
We thought that it would be great if you could answer some audience questions.
Sure. Yeah. I can do
Okay,
that.
does anyone here in the audience have a question? And
Oh my gosh, it is so awesome to be in the same room as you. You've been my favorite for such a long time, and oh my gosh, he's really there. Oh my god, Julie, he's really here. Okay, sorry.
what's your question, please, ma'am?
Sorry. What was your favorite movie to film?
It's gotta be what? Yeah. What is it? Tell me the name.
No,
I'm being another character asking you a
Oh,
question. Go
I thought you were coming up with all my movie titles.
No.
Okay.
This one's on you.
This one's on me. All right. I think my favorite was.
So the four that we have that we've already established are The Last Train to Danger, Mission Adrenaline, Liberty Lane, and Tropical Force Bravo.
Ooh, I think it was Tropical Force Bravo.
Hold on. There was a murmur of confusion that ripples through the audience. What is Tropical Force Bravo?
Well, Tropical Force Bravo is a movie.
And then people start getting excited, like, he's doing a new movie, and you're like, Tropical Force Bravo was like 20 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, maybe there's been some word on the internet of a sequel I haven't heard of, but no, this movie is something I did a long time ago. It's a movie about Tropical Force Bravo is basically about how I go on a vacation with my family, and then I find out that my wife is actually a sleeper agent.
Well, that sounds great. When is it coming out?
Oh, it's coming out like 1987, so about...
Back to murmurs of confusion.
Yeah, like about maybe like 30 years ago.
You look around, so the theater that you're in...
32.
Is he having a stroke?
There are movie posters with your face on them for movies that you have never done.
Yeah.
When you were working on Space Force 7, what was your your emotional state? Because I really connected with that one, and I just felt like, wow, you know?
Well, how did it make you feel?
Like, wow, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Does anybody else have a question? Yes, you in the back.
I know y'all filled on set for Hayride to Hell, but
oh my god, I want to watch this movie.
But I think you're slightly confused. We ain't got salsa in El Paso.
Terrible joke.
Anybody else have a question?
I could ask about, in Space Force 7,
Right.
didn't you guys use some kind of special effects that had never been used before in any movie ever?
Why was?
Oh yeah, no. I'm sorry. I shouldn't.
Yeah.
Oh no. Was there a particular scene that you were confused about?
There was that one where you're flying through space,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get hit in the face with a meteor,
Uh-huh.
and your face, you remember it looked all yeah.
Right.
It
And,
was a puppet. Oh my god.
Was it a puppet?
No, I'll let you in a secret. I was actually flying in space.
Sweet.
Pretty impressive, right?
All right. Well, I think we have time for one more question. Not you. Anyone else?
Y'all, what kind of guns you like from Hayride to Hell?
Any other questions at all? Anything?
I mean, the Winchester or the Colt?
Anyone who hasn't already
When
asked the
you
question
said
before?
See you on Tuesday.
No.
What did you really mean?
No.
Was there subtext?
Was there?
I'm asking you. You wrote the script.
I didn't write the script.
Oh. I hate you now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wait, one more question.
So longtime fan.
Uh-huh.
In your biography movie, Hall & Oates Forever, I really felt like there was just a lot of homoerotic subtext between the two main characters, and I just want to know, is that something that you consciously put into the movie, or were you just really vibing, or?
And I just have to say, it was my favorite part of Hall & Oates Forever is the fact that you played both Hall and Oates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, yeah. Speaking.
How did you film the love scene?
Well, that's speaking of special effects.
Yeah.
I mean. Well, one of them was. At least one. The other one may have been a prosthetic. They both felt real.
The super fan that has been wandering around, one of the masked dudes who picked you up walks up behind him and whispers something in his ear. All right, well, unfortunately, that's all the time that we have with Mr. Bulger today.
That's
but
fine.
we'd like to thank everybody.
You paid to be here, little girl.
We've got to get our our first movie started. So if you would please, let's roll. And let's give one big more round of applause for Mr. Ray Bulger. So what do? Do you walk off the stage? Do you walk into the stage? What are you doing right now? Are you watching the movie that they're playing?
I am totally watching that.
They play some. Well, actually, they play coming attractions for some of the movies that you saw the posters for, and there you are in the coming attractions. You do not remember making any of these movies.
Uh-oh.
Huh.
There is the trailer for Space Force 7, for Hayride to Hell, and of course, Hall & Oates Forever.
Right. I turned to one of the guys in the robes, and
well, they're not the robes. They're basically all black, and then like a thing, and then like a mask thing.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, can I talk to you over here for a sec? And then I slam him against the wall. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
We thought that seeing this would help the would help the transition a little better. We're trying.
I'm sorry. Transition. What are you saying?
Let me talk to him. The voice comes from the side of the stage, and there, a man in a wheelchair rolls out, wearing your face.
Twinsies!
Is that Holler Oak?
Check his dick.
That's all we have time for here today out here. Guys.
I don't know why I'm blushing. They're talking about your character.
I mean, my name is Ray Bulger.
Hey! Well, son, I don't know how else to put this. You're me.
Then why did you call me son?
Well, that's also true. It's a what are they called? Clones, sir. Yeah, that's the word. I'm not up on this science fiction bullshit.
Clones, right? Yeah, that's actually one of the few movies I actually said no to.
Yes, I know, because I said no to it.
Clones 2. Clones 2.5.
So this is all just a big prank, right?
No. It's your fault, really.
Explain to me how this is my fault.
You escaped.
Escaped from where?
You escaped from the Star Children compound before we could complete the memory transfer.
But why is this all for me? I wasn't... There had been prior members of this Star Child organization, which, by the way, I thought was a self-help group.
Well, yes. That's because we wanted you to return there when it was time to replace you.
Replace me?
With another one of those clone whatsits.
So you're saying that I'm a clone, and that I'm having a career forever? Just not me?
Well, I'm having the career forever. You're just the one who's doing all the work.
Are you sure forever? You're looking kinda...
Well, you're
grizzly.
going to have my name and face.
Right.
So you're going to carry on the work that I've been doing.
Well, how old are you?
Been 107 years.
Sorry.
Well, when was I doing those silent films?
Jesus.
Have you ever seen The Prestige, son?
So, okay. If I buy this clone bullshit, how old am I then? And I don't mean when was I born as like a baby, like what year? I mean like when was I created?
6 months ago.
6 months ago. Then why do I have all these memories if I didn't have a memory input?
We were in the process of doing it, but then...
Oh, damn, he is having a stroke.
No! For our audio listeners, Rob is doing a floppy thing with his face.
I'm doing a weird... and not like a fun, like, oh... And the,
Looked more like a seizure.
Yeah.
the attendants, grab him and they're like, "Oh shit! All right, no, and get him. We gotta get him to the institute right now."
I'm like, yeah, I fucking bolt.
Okay, give me a fight here.
Watch this fail.
Run like the wind, Ray.
So I ride
I got a 4 and a 2.
You have a 2 on your fight, though, don't
I
you?
do.
Yeah, but
Okay,
this is a 2
Okay.
rated thing.
Gotcha.
So that's a 6.
I think we have a karma.
Oh, we do.
Yeah, you do. So you could re-roll that too if you'd like.
You
I
can
think
use
we're
that?
done.
No, I didn't.
Oh, because you rolled really well.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's right.
Should I?
Yes.
Okay. Are you cool with that?
Yeah.
Right.
Probably get double 6.
Come in. Yeah. He rolled another 2 in case you guys were wondering.
Sure.
He's really hoping you were going to break the chair.
I don't need a dice jail.
He can't. He has to use this
You
dice
can take them
forever.
back out of the dice jail.
But I mean, one of those is a positive, correct?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that's not a complete loss.
You'll
So.
just lose in a fun way.
Hey, fun loss. Hey. So they grab you because you start to run. You go around the corner and there's 2 guys just waiting for you. They grab you. They hood you. And you feel a needle go into your arm and drift away.
Sleepy times.
And there's hair.
I'm never gonna live that first act down. It's gonna.
Let me tell you about the time he had.
Nope. Save it for later.
Yeah.
Relive the lines in Rob's memoir. So we talk about the most horrifying things he's ever seen.
Yeah, that's gonna be like 8 chapters. Every player is gonna be like, and then he said, and I was like, you at?
And then I couldn't sleep for a week, and I blacked out a little bit.
I vomited in my mouth and somebody else's mouth. It was weird. So what do you say, Lee?
I mean, I think you're letting all these kids go with me.
We
But
can.
if you think that this noose bomb is the noose bomb, and I discover that that's true, I'm in.
Great. Hold on a second. He pulls out his phone, which is a flip phone, much like the one that you have. Uh-huh.
Because I'm smart.
Okay, good.
It's pronounced smart.
Smart.
We...
You're laughing. Why are you laughing? That was out of game.
I'm a funny... Hey, pee-pee.
It's never a good thing, Rob.
Look, he's doing a Jordan impression.
Yeah.
We picked up your friend Ray.
Was he not with y'all?
No, he made a run for it, and his friends in the Star Children picked him up, but we took care of it.
Oh.
He's gonna be... So, you are going to take a strike, though? Because you failed your roll?
Oh.
Because you're basically going to... You're free, but you're going to still be recovering from the sedative.
Okay.
So if you want to take a strike, like, still weird from the sedative.
Your husband just got a strike.
10 points.
Yeah, I'm thinking that between the 5 of you, you should be able to take one old man, even if he is one of the, even if he was such a bad Nazi doctor that he was stricken from nearly every history book because of the horrors that he committed. I mean, if you're up for something like that.
You gonna provide me with any resources? Also, this is my other caveat. Do not, and I repeat this so clearly, do not
Cross
let
streams.
them take their phones out of this place.
Well,
Deception. Disgrace. Evil is plainest look on your face.
Yeah. She's in her cell like, I felt love, and now I feel despair.
well, I'll tell you what. Unfortunately, that's not the kind of deal that I can arrange with the state. But when you're talking about resources, I can give you stuff to counteract that in your own personal area.
So it's like a
Please say she's got to carry around the fish.
so it's like an area spell attack.
It has an area of effect.
An area effect.
A radius.
Sorry, I was gonna say a copper cloud because Mistborn, but that
So
makes
what's
sense
the-
to
so
most not anyone.
What do you think is the obnoxious keychain that he gives to Lee?
It's like one of those little troll dolls. With like, it's naked, it has no clothes. And like bright shocks of pink hair.
Yeah, that's true.
And a jewel in the belly button.
Yeah.
I think I knew what a troll doll
Put
was.
the jewels in the eyeball.
I'm describing it for the listeners
Oh.
and the watchers at home because I really wanted
The really
to.
young ones who don't know what troll dolls are.
But it's
'Cause
not
I
the
wait,
small
they're
one.
back. It's not.
So, it's like the 6-inch one.
Yeah, it's like the big one, like the kind where
No,
you
you
see
said
people.
keychain. He said keychain.
Like the kind where you go, why would
No.
people get a keychain that big? It's just more inconvenient at that point. But they still have it on their keys.
You might even be able to eat it.
No. He said it was a keychain.
Is
It's
it a teeny beanie?
Maybe it's just a full banana. Or one of those really large pencils.
This isn't a hall pass.
just the 90s?
Just a big puff.
I'm trying to think of the worst hall passes that I've ever seen in my entire life. So maybe actually
yardstick?
it's just
No. I got it.
it's just the entire school door that you have to carry around.
No. He pulls out a Beanie Baby.
Is it a shark?
Which one?
McDonald's teeny beanie? Or
It is.
Is it the snack?
Keep it. It's a collector's item.
Shut your whore mouth.
We can go to our attic and you can pick from the box that we
I did
have.
have this really cool dragon one back in the day.
Is it not in the box in our
It's
attic?
probably in the box. In
Is it the white one or the multicolored one?
The grayish brown one with
Yep.
the yeah.
Yep, I
The
got that
white
too.
one. I
See-
love the white one.
see-
I got both.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna sell all those Beanie Babies. And that's how we're gonna finance the rest of the show.
Anyone want to buy beanie babies?
Ah.
Eh?
Tony won't let me throw them out.
You can throw them away. They're worth something.
Don't
My
it?
favorite
Not
was
really.
the snack.
They really are.
I know.
Let's eBay this. Beanie Baby.
No, we played this game because my mother-in-law has.
Unicorn is from the.
Okay.
The unicorn.
Oh, I think I have that one still.
Except it's. No, the unicorn has a tiny Alamarjan noose around its neck.
Aww.
That's creepy.
Oh.
That's so cute.
Just pull on the noose, and that will.
Kill
Pull on the.
unicorn.
What is the area of the effect? Just for reference. If I have to carry this thing around, I want to know what it does.
Well, when you activate it, it generates an EMP field that will disrupt not only electromagnetic transmissions, cellular transmissions, but also psychic transmissions.
Perfect. In what area?
3 feet, 4 feet. I mean, basically about as far as you can touch somebody. So that's why it's for your use only.
Sure.
Rude.
And I would like it back.
Sure.
All right, what other resources are you asking for?
Well, what kind of things am I going to need to get into his clinic?
An
Just so
appointment.
backed up on G Drive anyway.
Well, that's kind of depends on if you're going in on an insertion or if you're just gonna join the spa day with the rest of the girls.
Check out
Seaweed wrap.
Seaweed.
Y'all ain't here. That's probably
By the way,
easiest night to go.
do you guys realize that next session is going to be an all-Amarjan spa day and how totally normal that's going to be?
Oh, I'm so excited. Do they give belly rubs? I want belly rubs.
Belly rubs with octopus tentacles.
That's probably the easiest route, I unfortunately admit.
All right. So he reaches into another one of his pockets and hands you a fat stack of American dollars.
So he'd say baseball
Thank you.
cards.
That's to pay for platinum packages for everybody.
Ooh.
I'm assuming I'm still chained up.
Mhm.
I just pile of stuff in my weird hands.
Weird hands.
Yeah, they're pretty weird. With
Great. Great. Good.
I think that's all you need. Oh yeah, we got to do that. One other thing. He pulls out your phone and puts it on the table.
Grabs a hammer.
Call me when you're done, and that way we can extract you.
Do I have your number?
I put it in there myself.
Under what name?
You'll see it. And he pushes the button on the fish, puts the fish in his coat,
Forgot about the fish.
tips his hat. Be seeing you. Knocks on the door opens up. You hear a couple of murmurs, and then the Peace Force person comes in and unlocks you. And
Hey, Mazel Tov.
What name is he under?
This is the number you call when you are done.
It's just Mom.
What,
Al Maharaja. Or Al Maharaja.
Yes! Oh, yes! Yes! Yes. Yes.
Jordan's stoked.
Alright, well I go find these chuckleheads.
They're milling about in the front of the Peace Force, and you were all kind of like, well, the three of them. No, actually, the four of them. You got dropped off at the.
Do I still?
You're still.
Okay.
What are you wearing at this point?
I don't even know, dude.
So, Ray,
The robe from the hotel?
Ray, how do you feel about Gracie?
Who the hell's Gracie?
Gracie.
Oh, I think she thinks she's a dog, so I don't know.
Like, just like deep down inside, like, what are your feelings towards her?
Hey, kids!
I'm feeling hungry. Is that?
I need a shiv.
Damn it.
That's useless.
You haven't been in the joint as long as I have.
Does your ship have glitter on it?
Of course.
And Tawny is holding up her blank stare sign
Glitter.
for those at home.
I feel like Glitter
The
Shiv
Martha
is a pretty good band name.
Martha
Like
Stewart
I would,
shoe.
like I feel like that's a good like power punk girl band.
I
Like,
should have asked for a
Prison
staging
Crafts
room,
with Martha
like somewhere we
Stewart.
Oh my god,
Amazing.
yes.
Okay,
you still have the easy
Yep.
sleep.
to the easy sleep.
Yeah.
Talk about. We have to do a thing. There's a
I'm too
thing.
much of a criminal to have a good hotel room.
We're going on your spa day tomorrow, all right?
Gracie.
We cut to the easy sleep.
I'm sorry, Brad. Okay.
Where
How you doing?
it's
Good.
imagine like an old like a tiki room style motel.
Sweet. So it's kitschy. You might like that.
I'd take pictures if I still had my phone.
We do have our phones.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have your phone. Here, let's just take a whole bunch on mine. Come on, let's go.
Okay.
Like, we're gonna take a whole bunch of selfies, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
I hit Ray in the face lightly. You what happened?
Please.
Do I remember?
No, yeah, you remember everything, or maybe you dreamt it. You don't know. Like,
All right, you know what? Never mind. Chug this water.
Right.
I hand him like probably a liter of water.
And it's literally just.
Yeah.
I take out some tissues. I'm like, oh, Ray, are you okay?
What?
Just, you're kind of getting a mess everywhere.
Greetings, fellow humans.
Did you know you're
says
green?
the desk clerk.
Yes,
And
I
he's
do know
wearing
that I'm
a
green.
short
Oh,
sleeve
okay.
It
dress
ain't
shirt
easy being green.
with
You should probably get that looked at.
a tie that has like a hula dancer on it. His pants are like up past his belly button.
Fellow humans.
It is a joke.
Ha.
I believe I have a room reserved.
And what is your name?
Vera O'Malley?
Ah, yes. I too know the O'Malleys.
No, you don't.
So it would seem that you have 5 rooms?
Yeah.
I believe there was a change to your reservation from your husband, Al?
Yeah. Al O'Malley.
Ah, yes. I too know the Al O'Malley. He's a very lovely human.
He's great. He gives me fun gifts.
Rob
He
is
gives-
blinking creepily for those of you at home.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
He gives you fungus?
Fun gifts. He gives me gifts. That's what husbands do. They give you gifts. This one gives me really fun ones.
Really? Like what things? And,
you know.
And he pulls out a small weather-beaten diary and clicks a pen. What kind of gifts do husbands bring
Well,
their
for
wives?
example, extra hotel rooms for my friends. Can we just
What else?
Dildo.
What else?
Flowers!
Unicorns!
My wife.
Tennis balls!
Chocolate! Puppies!
Biscuits!
knives? So
what
many
else?
knives.
Kittens!
Okay.
Dinner's out!
Yep. The rooms then, please.
Yes, of course. 5 rooms. And he pulls the keys off of as weird and slightly high tech as the Caesar was. This place is very low tech. The keys are actually the tops are hula girls, but the key part dangles.
That's pretty adorable. I'm actually all about this place.
Really hard to get it locked.
So you could say that they're low-key?
Hey!
We're not friends anymore.
Sorry, you can't get rid of it. There's no antidote.
Please let me know if you need anything. I have just cleaned the sheets, and the showers have been freshly scrubbed, so that you may engage in your morning ritual cleansing.
Well,
That's what we do.
mostly scrubbed.
I am Mr. Smith.
Of course you are.
Great to meet you.
Are you my roommate?
No.
Come
All
on,
right,
Ray.
come on,
Let's
Ray.
go.
We gotta. Drinking too heavily. You know, Alamarja.
As you head back
many
to the
Coco
rooms,
Locos.
your phone gets a text from a number that you don't recognize.
I don't know
And the
anybody with the
text says-
999 area code.
And the text says, "Give your phone to Gracie right now."
New number, who dis? Question mark.
It's her husband.
Gracie?
One more or 2 more messages come through in rapid succession. Tell her to stay right where she is. I'm coming to get her.
It's a good thing I had your phone thrown in a fountain.
And that is where we end our 3rd act of Over the Edge.
Oh God, what if she's
Welcome,
married to
Helen.
I
the
saw the
Nazi
phone. It
doctor?
said, "Go wherever you want. He's not coming."
We will be back after this final break to talk a little bit about to talk about what happened tonight with our travel guide and to make a very special announcement about one of our upcoming live shows. So we are very excited to talk about both of those things, and we'll be back in just a few minutes for the Over the Edge Travel Guide. And welcome back to the Over the Edge Travel Guide, where we talk about... now, normally what we do in this post-session moment is we do experience points and Strava and all that stuff. But Over the Edge doesn't really have that. I mean, there are advancement rules for longer games, but we're doing a 3-game series, which is kind of the recommended length for a particular game of Over the Edge. Like, they recommend that you either do a 1-shot, like a 3-shot, and then or if you want, or they also have guidelines for if you want to do, or like a 7-shot is kind of what they recommend. Although, you know, it's your game. If you want to run it forever, you run it forever. Basically, it's kind of the length of the game sort of tells the game master, like, how hard should you turn the weirdness dial.
The story is yours.
Right. And as you can tell from the second session, I turned the weirdness dial up pretty hard, and then, you know, just kind of let it run. So we are on our way to our final session in 2 weeks, where you are going to discover the mystery of the Dobler Institute and figure out how you are all connected there. Apparently, Dr. Nussbaum is a sort of central figure in that. And then we'll see who lives and who dies. So, first thing I like to do during the thing is to do the thing that we were supposed to do at the beginning of the session, which was have everybody ask a question about everybody else's character. So, Jordan, do you want to go first? Or do you want me? No, I want to stay at the end because I like to ask the last question. So let's have Jordan go first. Choose one character and ask a question about their character. Remember, you can ask either specific questions, open questions, or leading questions. But if you ask a leading question, that means that if the player doesn't like where you're leading them, they can go, I don't want to talk about that.
I will ask Gracie, how confident are you that your husband is who you think your husband is?
Why would you lie to me? He's my husband.
So
Okay.
that's not so confident. Pretty confident.
He's my husband.
Okay.
You would lie. That's
So, Sarah,
married.
go ahead and ask a question to one of the other players.
Wait. So did you just have like a bad spa day experience one time, or are you just that opposed to self-care?
I think they're inane.
Okay.
And needlessly expensive.
So, opposed to
And
self-care.
Are
Yeah.
other things that could be done
Like what?
with that money.
Like, what would you do with that money instead of self-care?
Like helping lots of people.
Okay.
Buying
But
more
don't you need to help
ammunition.
yourself if you're going to help other people?
I can help myself in other ways.
Like how?
Like however I feel like I need to.
Target shooting.
Yeah, punching things.
I really kind of want to know what your hobbies are. Like, like Lee is very tightly wound.
We did decide that she knits after
Okay.
a couple of therapy sessions. She decided that she was going to pick up knitting and actually liked it a lot. No, I did not base this character off of Demolition Man
Yeah. Right.
at all.
Mm-hmm.
In no way, shape, or form.
Yep.
Okay, so you ask your question of somebody who has not been questioned yet.
Tim,
Tim?
do you remember when/how you lost your heart?
No. I was in an accident. And then I basically woke up. I was fine.
What was the accident?
Skydiving.
You survived a skydiving accident.
Maybe. I think that's sort of the
I thought
question.
you were bungee jumping to dip a cookie in milk.
Bungee jumping.
You were.
Yeah. No, that was how I broke my arm.
Oh, okay.
That's how I broke the right. Isn't that what we? That's how I broke my arm.
Maybe. Okay.
Okay. It could be both. We don't know. It's over the edge, everybody.
Maybe you were skydiving into the bungee jumping harness, and then you were dipping the cookie into the milk.
I had a moment where I was gonna say, I feel like that's reckless, but then
you remembered Tim.
Yeah.
With the character. Okay, Ethan, what question you want to ask? Either Tony or Jordan.
Jordan,
You mean Wanda?
what career were you in when you realized you should go make Instagram your career?
I was working in a call center doing sort of like a self-help thing where people would call in when they were worried about stuff, and we would recommend like books for them to try and reach, or if people just wanted to talk, we would just talk to them.
So
Can you empathize through the phone?
I guess we'll have to see.
So a suicide helpline.
Yeah. Pretty much.
But like a suicide helpline, like startup.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
That actually sells things.
Yeah. It was real bad.
Ooh,
It was
honey.
real bad.
that's debatable.
Selling books and items to people
Regrettable
calling
is the
in.
word.
Yeah.
Oh, honey.
Yeah.
Oh, honey.
It was not great.
Oh, honey.
But I tried to help people, even if
Right.
like they just wanted to talk. We would talk, but
Per minute.
not per minute.
$2.99 per minute. Oh yeah.
If you agree to these charges, press *1 now.
Okay, so I guess that leaves me to ask a question to Tony.
When's the first time you ate hair? Sorry.
What's
So
wrong with you, Jordan?
what do you do now? Like let's say you make it off of Alamarja. Where do you go? What do you do, knowing what you know?
Probably at that point I would, hoping I have now broken the cycle, live my life however, like moment to moment, and less worrying about the future or the past.
Okay, so what questions do you have for me? What do you want to know by the end of next session?
Who is my husband?
Okay, that's one.
What's the deal with Mr. Al?
Okay.
Can I stop the cult?
Suddenly have the song by Apollo 440 stuck in my head. Stop the clock. Can't stop. The clock.
Okay,
Can't
two more.
stop.
I got Don't Stop Me Now. Is it easy being green?
I was gonna say that.
Would I like you when you're angry?
Can I help my new friends?
Ethan?
Is there something in my chest pumping blood? And if so, how is this being used nefariously?
Have you ever seen Once Upon a Time?
Yeah.
In Mexico?
No! I would have said in Mexico. I would have said in Mexico!
In the West.
No!
in New York.
That wicked
I've
witch.
seen the first
That wicked,
two
wicked witch.
seasons.
Regina. With the heart.
In the box, in the tomb.
Yeah, look, come
It's our
on.
heart.
Still mad.
Some
about
people
the
just collect
woodman.
things.
Still mad about the woodman. Is it the
Woodsman.
woodman? Woodsman.
Huntsman.
Huntsman.
Wrong
Yeah.
series.
Was it Grimm was the woodsman? I don't know. Like, it was weird that they all kind of came out like
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
next to each other.
It was difficult.
It was a fairy tale renaissance.
Exciting news.
That was one of the other gross things that I did was the off stream ask Sarah and Brad about the sweets maker.
I was thinking about the glass demon.
Oh, the glass demon. That's another good one. Maybe.
When you say sweets maker, are we discussing criminal minds?
Discussing
No.
teeth falling out and
Yep.
eating glass.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, we're good.
And dropping
Good
dice
idea.
on the table to every time a tooth fell out.
You're such a
Oh, that's so evil. Why would you?
still play role-playing games. Like,
I
this is
don't-
probably responsible for at least some of the trauma.
Yeah, but I think it's also responsible for some of the healing too.
True. Like, there's something to be said for, like, punching something in the face in pretend. Where you
As
can't-
opposed to in real,
Yeah.
when you get arrested.
the police officers.
All right,
Pull
so
up
let's
their
talk about our
shotgun.
exciting news. In April, we were very excited to run a charity one-shot of Paranoia, which I think, in a lot of ways, I think that one-shot kind of informed what we've been doing here with Over the Edge, because I feel like they're related in a weird sort of way. And as soon as we did it, we got to talking about doing another one, because we raised $750 for the Rape, Abuse, Incest National Network, and we wanted to do it again because we want to help people. Because why wouldn't you? So we were very excited to discuss a few things with a few partners, and we finally got enough in place to make the official announcement, which is that our next charity live stream is going to be our live show.
Live show.
Gamehole Con in
Gamehole Con.
Madison, Wisconsin, which is
November.
my favorite gaming convention out of all of them.
It's super fun.
It's on. We're going to be playing Friday, November 1st, from
Okay.
8 until midnight-ish. Like probably closer to 11:30, but it's just easier to say 8 to midnight. I don't even know what weird.
Me neither. I thought he was gonna start contact juggling for
I
a
was gonna say
second.
weird kabuki shit is going on. I don't.
Kabuki requires much stomping.
But what I'm very excited to be partnering with Gamehole Con, who have been super fantastic in helping us find a space to do this and to help us promote it. But I'm also very excited because we have partnered with Free League Publishing to play a game that is coming out in December that we are very excited to play, and that is the Alien RPG. Now,
Hello, my honey.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my ragtime gal.
I'm shocked that you did not use that.
I did.
She did.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
she did.
Then I'm not shocked. I think.
That scene from Spaceballs gave me fucking nightmares for years.
I love you, John Hurt.
Oh no, not
We are
again.
Very excited to play this game. I ran it for the crew off stream.
Was a little something.
It was amazing.
It was amazing. We're playing
It was so
the way that the game is set up is that there are going to be two modes of play: the cinematic mode and the campaign mode. In the cinematic mode,
I thought you die.
The campaign mode, I think
We all died.
well. The cinematic
You
mode
killed
is
us all.
meant to be more a one-shot
yeah.
style, which is what we're going to be doing because it also sets up agendas where players are facing off against each other in addition to dealing with the weirdness that is in the Alien
I was
universe.
just trying to do the thing I was supposed to do.
And we're
was
very
one of your
excited.
things.
We're going to be running a cinematic one-shot that I'm writing called Corporate Retreat. And it's going to be a ton of fun. And we are going to be raising money for Planned Parenthood. With it through the process. So we're going to go into more details as we get closer to the thing, but it's going to be very similar to the Paranoia one shot, where you'll be able to donate money to either help the players or hinder them.
Please help us.
Please help us.
Hinder
Really
Tawny.
use the help. Oh,
Don't help Tawny.
you know now Rob is going to force it so that we're working together on something, right?
Don't help
Rob
Tawny.
doesn't force anything. He lets the play flow naturally.
Thank you, Jordan. Your check is in the mail. So we're very excited, and we are also excited that we are working not just to play with the talented members of Theater of the Mind Players, but we are also going to have some very special guests joining us from Gamehole Con, who I think are also going to be very fantastic, and we'll be announcing them as we go. I don't want to throw everything out there right away.
Leave you wanting more.
Leave you wanting more.
Don't do animal handling.
So, stay tuned to all of our channels, our Twitter, our Facebook, our Insta, all of that stuff. We will be announcing more and more elements as we roll forward to our charity live stream at Gamehole Con on Friday, November 1st. But you can start saving your pennies now. I would really love to be able to raise as much money as we did for Rain for Planned Parenthood, because women's health is everybody's health, and
Vaginas are important.
Planned Parenthood.
My mother and wife are women.
As Robin Williams once
Is that
said,
the only,
we all come from there and want to get back as often as possible.
Right.
One of your best friends is also a woman.
So we're very excited to be able to. I'm honestly very thrilled that I am working with people who care enough to give their time and energy, not just to this program, but also to when I'm like, hey, let's raise some money and make our lives more difficult, and do extra work for no compensation, and they're like, but it's for charity? Okay, sure, that's great. So thank you all for throwing in with this crazy idea. I think it's going to be a ton of fun. I think that if you're at Gamehole Con in Madison, you'll be able to come and see us live, and you'll be able to meet the crew. I will also be running a game of masks at Gamehole Con. So if you want to play with me, you can certainly do that. It's on.
Can't promise we won't sit down.
Well, it's gonna be because we had to move it to Friday afternoon.
Oh, never mind. We won't be there.
Plus, that gives more people a chance to play with Rob. He's pretty.
And more people get a chance to try to punch him in the face.
Yeah.
And,
I'll stop by for moral support.
Yeah, like we appreciate more people knowing what it feels like to be tortured by Rob.
Then you can commiserate.
and I'm very excited about
You
Alien
can join the
because there
club.
are a lot of great torture mechanisms in that game.
You guys. Okay, so catch it. Aliens, chest bursters.
Yeah.
Babies, womb bursters.
Oh,
There-
no.
I will say that the mothering themes were one of the reasons why I chose Alien and Planned Parenthood.
Yeah, there's like a
I
strong
don't know if we're going to be we'll take womb bursters under advisement.
No.
I mean,
we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
The overall AI computer is named Mother. A little better than.
Although,
Yes.
just to point out, Planned Parenthood doesn't only provide support for pregnant women.
They
That's
do
true.
It also-
cervical cancer screenings and breast exams and things that a lot of women need that they can't afford or can't get other places because some insurances.
The name can be kind of misleading because there's a lot of stuff.
And we want to help them.
There's
So,
an organization.
We will be putting out more information on how to donate through us and get some sweet bennies from and influence the play field. I've got a couple of I've got a few ideas. I've got a couple of really spooky ideas. We'll see how it goes. But stay tuned to all of our channels, and you'll get more information on what we're going to be doing for the Alien show on November 1st at Gamehole Con, which also, because it's happening essentially over Halloween weekend. That was one of the other
Freaking Hell
reasons.
weekend.
That's one of the reasons I decided on Alien 2 because it's spooky. So
Yeah, it is.
we will be back in 2 weeks for our final episode of Over the Edge, and then the week after Gen Con, we are going to be jumping into a wonderful one-shot of the upcoming Cyberpunk Red rules. And then after that, we launch into Mystery Mixtape 88, which is our Tales from the Loop game. So if you wish to purchase a copy of the shiny version of Over the Edge,
With the ribbon. For holding your page.
With the ribbon for holding the page.
It's like a bookmark, but attached.
It's beautiful.
It is actually a bookmark.
I know, that's why.
It's so pretty.
There is, you can go to atlasgames.com. You can also go to visit them at Gen Con because they'll be there selling the books there. That's also where they have the lovely dice that we used, and they even still have on the edge cards if you want to use it for your twist.
And I'm guessing they'll also be at Game Hall.
They should be at Game Hall.
I would imagine they would be. But you can actually find both Lord of the Board Brad and myself will be working the Atlas game booth at Gen Con.
You will be? I didn't realize you were.
Oh yeah, totally.
Gen Con too. Cool. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm doing crazy things at Gen Con. It's exciting.
Okay, yeah. So they'll be there. They'll be there too. Despite the Lord of the Board's multiple attempts, I will sadly not be at Gen Con this year.
We might fit him in somebody's trunk.
That's great. We'll just tell everyone he's dead again.
Yeah.
Or they'll just tell everyone that it's gonna be weird when they tune in expecting a funeral on the 8th and we're doing Cyberpunk. Sorry guys. We'd like to thank everybody for coming out and watching us live. If you're not watching us live and listening to us on our podcast or our VOD, we'd like to thank you for doing that. And also, I'd like to remind you that we do have a survey that we would like to get. The more information we get, the better we can make this show, and we can also figure out where we can devote our production resources, figure out what games we want to play, and figure out what elements we should focus on with our resources, because we sadly do not have infinite ones, but I feel that the resources that we do have are very, very, very great. I'd also like to throw a thank you out to the lovely and talented Miss Danielle Bryn, who continues to influence the show, because she's been the one who's been doing the voice recordings for the Alamarjan commercials that you've heard in the breaks and on the podcast. And if you want to use those for your own game, you can do so by signing up for our Patreon, and we will be releasing the set of them as our Over the Edge game content that's exclusive to Patreon owners, because I think it's neat. It's a cross between it. My two main influences on doing the radio commercials have been Little Scratches, which was a newspaper in the older version of Over the Edge that basically was encouraged that you would write up a bunch of want ads, hand them to the players, and go, "What do you guys want to do tonight?" Okay, you want to do that one? Fine, that's the ad that we're going after. And the media parodies in UHF. Because it's just kind of fun to poke. It's fun to make fun of the formats and the way that commercials are, even in this day. And frankly, I write the scripts. Danielle does the voice recordings, and then Ethan and Tawny do the audio stuff. And they have all been blowing my scripts up to be even better. To be amazing. We
enjoy finding weird shit.
It's very fun. That's something that I've really enjoyed about this experience running Over the Edge, is that it's always like, okay, how can we make it weirder? Okay, how can we make it weirder? And that's a lot of fun to do in a game, especially after years of running games where it's like, no, the rules say you can't do that. Well, let's just forget that part and do it anyway. So, for Theater of the Mind players, this is
Tawny P. Thompson,
Ethan Exit Anderson,
Sarah Babe,
Jordan Fishburne,
Tony Cheek,
Lord of the Board Brad.
Oh, he's so sweet.
And Rob Whelan saying, just repeat to yourself, it's just a show. I should really just relax. We'll see you next time.
I'm going to comb my hair.
Thanks for your consent.